Hey everyone, Old School Pokemon here, back again with the Pokeflips podcast. Joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles, Dan. How are we doing today, Dan?
Doing very well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good.
How's your week been? I know there might have been some gaps in your typical scheduling.
Oh, it's been a terrible week. No, I have been sick as a dog this whole week. It has been absolutely terrible. I have not gotten anything done. Haven't been live. Haven't been going through cards. It's been awful. Haven't even been keeping up with messages. Finally yesterday started feeling better, which was good. And then today feeling better. Still not 100%, but hopefully take it easy today and then get back to normal tomorrow. That is the goal anyway. That is the goal.
Are you live tonight or no?
I'm gonna see. Maybe do a short one tonight.
You gotta get tap Walrus in. Where's Walrus?
Walrus wants no part of it. He wants no part of it.
Man, you gotta. I mean, I have two. I have Ponga and PK going. I need to get a third at some point because, like, inevitably, PK will be sick, Ponga will be sick. They'll be wanting to travel, vacation time. We've been live since October 4th. I think we missed 2 nights. We missed Thanksgiving and we missed Christmas. And I like the idea. Obviously, I can't make it happen if one of them ends up sick or whatever. But I like the idea of just the live going every night. And you got to get someone there for you got to get someone there for the nights you're not, and then for the nights that you intend to be, and then end up not being. So you haven't been live. When was the last time you were live?
Would have been last Saturday.
Man, I mean the liquidity in this hobby, like the way some people run their operation, and in a week of no inflows. Nick, do we have to worry about you cutting out midstream? You've been keeping up on the power bill. I'm worrying for you a little bit. That's your main thing, just being shut down, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's not a good week to have it happen too. I spent so much money because last Saturday we were at a local card show. We were actually vending, which went pretty well. Sold a decent bit, but the main thing was buying at that show. And I bought a whole bunch at the show. Spent about 10,000 there. Just in mainly singles, couple of graded cards, just different stuff. And then I met up with our friend on Sunday and bought a really, really nice modern collection. Which that was expensive, but that'll be good inventory to have. So that was like another just under 40. And then off of Facebook, I found a graded card collection for another 10. So I've been buying all this stuff, spending all this money, and then have not even been live a single time. It is not good.
You had 60 grand flowing out this week, and you had nothing coming in. That's quite the imbalance.
$200 a day in singles.
That's quite the imbalance there, Nick. You better get that thing rolling again. Hopefully you make it for us through this 2.5 hours.
It'll happen.
We're here for the next 2.5 hours or so. We are coming a little bit early. It has been not quite as crazy as next week, I guess. I'm feeling well, thankfully, but my wife is traveling, so I am outnumbered. It is me versus the 2 children, and at times I'm winning, at times they're winning, but we're getting through it together. But yeah, I do need to tap out at like 2:30 Eastern. So generally we run from 1 to 4:30. We're running today from 12 to 2:30 p.m. and we're gonna wrap up there. And then I gotta go pick up the kids and stuff. So and remind me, your normal week, you're laying claim to, you're marking your territory on Tuesdays and Thursdays, day streams, but you didn't do those this week.
I haven't started the Tuesday day stream yet.
Okay, but Thursdays
Yeah,
are there. And then your nights. What's your night schedule again? Generally?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, so just off Thursdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious. I couldn't remember exactly, but you've missed quite a few streams for sure. So you actually have the same nights that you're live on eBay. PK's live on Fanatics, and then I have Ponga on Thursday and Sunday on Fanatics. PK though, his first full-time week, he's doing he's going for it. He's going big. Actually, he should be live right now. Let me see how we're rolling right now. 1 hour into the live stream.
I did
But
see
he's running
a notification pop up that he was live.
His goal is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every Monday to Friday. So he's adding 20 hours. I mean, quitting his engineering job, going full time, like you would expect him to add something, but he's doing 5 nights a week, and then he's doing 5 days a week as well.
That's solid.
Yeah, I'm excited, interested, curious to see how the day streams kind of equilibrate over there.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping in head first, like I'm similar to as I did on the outset of the night streams in general. He mentioned on his live stream last night, I was kind of like pumping the brakes a little bit, like, hey PK, we got to take it easy. I'm giving him a lot of leash. I'm offering to pay him a solid hourly rate. Some things are still in flux, trying to figure out the different bonus incentives and pay structure. But as of right now, we're still on like just a flat hourly. And I'm going to be meeting with them, talking with them over the next couple of weeks on if they want to potentially sacrifice some of the guaranteed hourly for tying in more upside to the actual trajectory of the business overall. I don't know where we'll land. I'm going to be open to seeing what they want to do, but it's definitely an interesting thing to be trying to sort all those things out.
It's nice that your day streams have been going well. I did 2 on eBay. The first one went really well, the first Thursday, but then the second Thursday was a lot slower. And then like I missed this third Thursday. So yeah, I don't know if it's just I assume it's just people don't know that I'm live Thursdays yet. So hopefully over time it'll change. But nighttime is way better on eBay.
Yeah.
So it's nice that your day streams have been going really well.
They've been wide varying. They've definitely been wide varying. He is catering towards like a different inventory. At night, he'll be more likely to run $20 to $50 slabs, $20 to $50 singles. Pack rips are pack rips. Like they're there at night. They're there during the day. If someone wants to buy, they'll buy. His Monday, I'll do more videos about this in the future. I'm sure I'll talk about this more. But like, he did 4 hours on Monday, 11 a.m. on Monday with no announcement. He just like his first full-time day, just going for it. $4,300 in gross revenue.
Wild.
In $1,000 an hour. $1,000 an hour on Monday.
That's wild.
Tuesday did pull back a fair bit, about $750 an hour for 3 hours. So he ended a little bit early. Must be the strength wasn't there, whatever it may be. Not as many pack rips. Monday was a lot of pack rips. And then Wednesday, it looks like he again did $1,000 an hour. He did 4 hours, $4,000.
That's wild.
Thursday, though, was only 2.5 hours, and Thursday was like $600 an hour. So Thursday was like a drastic drop off. I don't know if it's a Thursday thing. I don't know. A lot of people will try to come to and draw extrapolations, conclusions very early on. I told PK I'm going to give him a month or two at least to just go balls to the wall with it, see what happens. We're not going to take any drastic, like, oh, Monday was $1,000 an hour. Thursday was $600 an hour. You've got to quit Thursdays. Thursdays suck. Like I feel like that's what a lot of people do. They get one data point oh, I got a bunch of 8s. It came from New Jersey. New Jersey gives terrible grades. You got to be careful with doing that. I want to get like a couple of months worth of data. I want to see Journey Together release and see what the weekdays look like during a release week. I'm excited to see how all that pans out.
Yeah, no, that'll be interesting.
These guys don't look very full-time to me. Shout out to _retrospecs on Instagram for all your wholesale Japanese booster box needs. Did you see that Retro has a website now?
I did not. No.
Yeah, I do have my own affiliate link. So hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored, hashtag affiliate link. Let me let me find that. But I have a promo code. Use code MEAT for $5 off your $100 order. I didn't make it; he made it. But I wasn't mad at it.
I like it.
I wasn't mad at the promo code. Where? I'm not finding it. Maybe Retro can drop the link. Oh, here we go. No. Yeah, Retro, don't drop the link. I want to drop my affiliate link. Don't drop the straight link. Here we go. So here is Retro Specs. Affiliate link, $5 off your first $100. I don't think it's off your first one. I think it's like a continual thing. I'm not positive though, but I think it's a continual thing that you can use more than once. But anyways, there's our Retro ad out of the way. I did see that he dusted off the YouTube channel, made another video today. You love to see that.
There we
Unfortunately,
go.
I don't think my co-host will ever be doing that. Oh God.
No.
I don't think that's ever going to be the code, Walrus. Dan pivoting to full-time drama llama on YouTube. Last night was that was a good one. But I'm gonna try to behave better. I'm gonna try to behave better in the coming weeks, months, years.
Oh boy.
I at times need to turn the lights red, vent out my frustrations. And last night I was I'm assuming you haven't listened to it. I was going at the grading card companies, ABC, XYZ, 1, 2, 3, whatever your acronym is. You were not safe. I was there were no strays. There were no strays anywhere. There were targeted shots taken and landed on all grading card companies. It was a fun one. But yeah, as always, feel free to leave your questions in the chat. BB did catch us 2 minutes before 11:58. He said preemptive late. We were in fact at least 1 minute late.
BB just knows us too well.
StreamYard doesn't like it, but BB using those emojis, using those Pixar Nick cart. You love to see people using the emojis. Some people will do anything not to work. That's actually an interesting. Bierski, I guess Bierski did a late opt-in to Atlanta. Collecticon is this weekend, so let's talk about.
I forgot about that.
One of our constant recurring themes throughout our episodes, not sponsored, but like we are always talking about the various Collecticons. Clearly, neither of us are going to Atlanta.
No.
But the season is commencing this weekend. I hope everyone who's going to Atlanta has a great time. Do you have, we've probably talked about it before, I just can't remember. Do you have like a concrete one set that you're going to first, or do you not know yet? I know you're doing a lot more locals and stuff.
There's a lot that are still up in the air. Maybe LA now. If not, Chicago will be the first one.
Okay. LA is soonish, right? One of the next couple. Oh, it's the next one.
That's the beginning of March.
So it's a 3-week gap between Atlanta and Los Angeles. I think that's the longest gap all year, which is crazy. We have 18 of them. I don't think there's any on back-to-back weekends, but I think they're pretty much all like 2 and 3 weeks apart. And then they end like, I don't think there are any in December. They end before that. So you lose. No, there's one in December, San Antonio actually. But you lose January, and then it's like every 2 or 3 weeks you're going to be getting hit with a different Collecticon. It is so nuts. And I know like RNG Games, his wife recently started up their own convention around the New Jersey area. There's so many shows popping up. I've actually been getting like targeted Instagram ads. I've been seeing more and more shows in Syracuse, New York, shows in Buffalo, Rochester, shows in Albany. Syracuse is only like I'm going to the dealer tonight. I got to pick up my car. Syracuse is like 40 minutes for me. Like Syracuse is fairly big. If it's on one side, it's 40 minutes. If it's on the other side, it's an hour, I guess. But I really need to look into adding some local conventions here and there. I think the kids would have a blast. Like, hey, we're gonna go to the aquarium today. We're gonna get lunch and we're gonna spend a couple hours at some like local card show. I really need to get some of those put into our itinerary.
Do you know how many years you've been saying that?
I know, but I said for a year live stream coming at some point, at some point it'll happen. If the kids have a blast, if I have a good time, if I make some connections, like it might be, I've been talking about it for years, and then one of these days it's going to start. And then just like the Fanatics Live, it's going to be like, boom, Dan's every other Pokeflips. Dan is talking about some new local show that he just went to.
Yeah.
Maybe not too. We'll see.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of local shows around here, which is awesome. Like I said, we talked about it before. There's no like specific TCG shows. They're all like sports with a bit of Pokemon there as well. The show that we vended last weekend was it was like 50-50 Pokemon and sports. 300 vendors, so it was, or 300 tables. So it was a really big show. It was a lot of fun until someone gave me the flu. That part was not fun.
I actually have to follow up with over Christmas. I think a lot of people have some family members they only really see around the holidays. But I went to my aunt's house. She has a Christmas Eve party every year. I got talking with my uncle, and he actually does like he does different events of different kinds. He does like nothing to do with Pokemon, nothing to do with like TCGs or anything. But he's always been like an event planner of sorts. And somehow we got to talking, and he's contemplating. It wouldn't be Pokemon TCG. It wouldn't be like a direct Collecticon competitor. But it's more of a broader collectibles thing. And he talked about potentially wanting to have some presence in TCGs, in like collectible cards. So I have to follow with him and see if he's made any headway on that. He talked about potentially like as soon as late this year, I think, having some kind of a convention trying to start up around us potentially. So cool. I need to see where that, maybe I'll be part owning, co-running. Like I told him, I said, if you wanted TCG to be like a bigger part of it, I'm like, I know some people. I could probably I could probably get some people in. I mean, and we talked about potential like ownership, talking about needing any investing in it. Like maybe something comes of that. It was, I would lean towards no. But like it was I think it's something I didn't bring up here, and I intended to, and then just completely whiffed on it, I'm sure.
Well, that'd be interesting.
But yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see where that goes. I think I do have a Stein show coming up soon. I think there's one in early March.
God, so, you're gonna go to another Stein show?
I'm gonna plan on going to like 2 a year, similar to Pokemon. It's funny. I used to vend them. I'm not gonna go as a vendor ever again. I don't think. Like almost, I don't have any inventory. I'm just gonna go hang out and drink beer. Like it's gonna be just like a Collecticon, except for shiny pieces of cardboard. We're going to have old, crusty ceramic beer mugs that we're playing in and hanging out with. I don't think there will be any random pickup basketball games, kickball games, though. Maybe we'll play some pitch. Maybe we'll play some card games. But that crowd, I don't think we'll have a random kickball game start as we did in Chicago last year. How's it going, Mason? Nice to see you here. Chat BN says, take it easy, Nick. Rest up and get plenty of liquids. Absolutely.
Why, thank you.
Let's see. Yeah, Walrus said about earlier, hey, Walrus, you want to stream and do extra work for no additional benefits? I don't have to type out how the rest of the convo went. Those mini tins are looking nice. Have you seen the Evolution mini tins? Like the prismatic mini tins?
I have not yet. I should be getting mine in today. So I'll be able to check them out.
I think I got mine in yesterday, but I haven't opened them yet. I saw a picture on Discord or Instagram. But evolutions, all of them on a nice, like, English booster boxes leave things to be desired as far as artwork goes. But like the artwork on those mini tin displays, it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. The evolutions. Apparently your intro didn't get caught.
It might have been because it wasn't as enthusiastic.
Maybe.
It was a very monotone intro today.
Let's see. With PSA and CGC's recent inconsistencies, is now a good time to buy power tools for some summer projects. Cracking and regrading is and always has been, always will be some amount of a play. I've not done a ton of it lately, but I've been meaning to add it to back to my repertoire for a while. I've thrown out some bids on ZNG on Sunday night. I've thrown out some bids on Probstein, eBay. I've thrown out some bids on Fanatics, looking at some cleaner PSA 9s, cleaner CGC 9, 9.5, BGS 9.5s. And so far, like, we're booming too hard. I didn't win any of my bids in the past few weeks. Not a single. No, actually, no, I say that. This one is not a slab optimization play. This one was just surprising to me. This one felt like it went really cheap, and I just bought that to. I'll probably just resell it through James on eBay or something as I buy it now.
Nice.
Because I feel like I got a decent deal on that one as an auction. Do you do much slab optimization? Do you do any buying of higher end slabs to like crack regrade, or you're just buying everything for lives?
Yeah, no, just everything for lives. Just everything for lives. Yeah, and then even your, I'm not grading super high end stuff. So even like when you get 9s, they do decently well still. So there's no the benefit for cracking them is just not there for me.
Yeah, makes sense. Talking about streamer pay, incentive pay. I actually, one thing that I'm finding, because KetchumAllCollectibles has one bank account, but I do a lot of different things. I do the consignments, and I do my flipping, buying, selling. I have to show my obligatory gray felt hat every stream. One thing I might do, especially if PK and want to be tied into some of the upside, I don't know if it would be creating a separate bank account for KetchumAllCollectibles. Maybe it will be creating a new company. Maybe it will be called KetchumAll Live, whatever it may be, LLC, Incorporated, whatever it had to be. But I might generate a clear distinction between my live stream selling operation so that I can like more tangibly figure out without having to do all the math, because I could do the math. I could do the math. It's very easy for me to calculate what I'm making on consignments. I already do that math. But as far as like the flipping and all that goes into the one bank account. The lives go into the one bank account. The packs are easy. So I know what I pay for the packs. We sell the packs as buy it nows. But for me to look at the past month and say, what's the average percentage my singles have been selling for? Have I been making money or losing money on the singles? It's a lot harder to isolate. If I had Ketchum Live, though, bank account, and I would just see what the bank account did. I would have all the math in front of me for the pack purchases. Here's the buys, here's the sells. That's how much money I made. But the auctions are just like, I could sit there, and I've sit there for half an hour, and I've watched every auction, and I've comped them, and I've done a couple spreadsheets like that. There's been times where we're 95% of market. There's been times where we're 70% of market, 65% of market over a 30-minute stretch. Like it's hard to get. If you had to say a number, like on average across all your auctions, are you at like 90% of market? Are you at like 120% of market? Like,
no, I would say it's definitely under 100. I would say 90 is a good number.
My vibes are like 80% maybe. I know, and I don't know if PK or Pongo listen back to this and then push back on it. I know there's been times where they're like, hey, I just sold this $2 promo for 12, for 15, for 20. Those things absolutely happen. Yes, you are on individual items getting 1,000% of market at times. but it adds up really quickly. If you sell a $40 slab for 20, and then a $20 single for 15, and then one every minute for 30, like sometimes it can run the other way very quickly. So my vibes are that we're probably I'm probably breaking even / slightly losing money on auctions still, but we're also only 4 months into it, and we're also on primarily a sports card platform. So I'm like really happy with that.
Yeah.
But if I were to isolate a separate bank account, that would actually provide me the ability to have further insight into that. So it's on my mind. It might be something that I do. Not that there will be, I don't think I'd do any kind of ownership. That just gets more complex. That gets, I'd rather do like profit sharing. I'd rather do, you don't get any ownership, but say in a year, say the live stream bank account goes up by $300,000. Having some amount of profit sharing there, having some amount of like, you streamed this percentage of the total pool of streaming hours, you get some percentage of that. Like if it's all my capital, it's not like I'm going to equally split out 100% of the profit. Like I need some of those profits too, but I would highly incentivize, and I would highly share a large portion of that, especially if they were more interested in the potential upside. But if they just want to make a flat hourly, a high flat hourly over having that upside downside risk in the long term, I'm fine with that too. So I'm interested to see where that conversation goes and how it pans out with them.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Shrouded? It's like a more expensive pack than every other pack now in Scarlet Violet. It's crazy.
I don't get it, because I still don't sell Shrouded Fable. Nobody buys it still.
I don't think we rip it at all. We've been selling it a little bit because we throw it in the like 4 packs for 20, 4 packs for 25 shipped. We throw it in to bait the $20 and the $25 affiliate codes. So some people buy it for that. But other than that, yeah, I don't think we're ripping it. It's wild.
Yeah, I don't get the Shrouded Fable being so crazy expensive.
Yeah, it's more than Paldea Evolved. I actually have. I need to break down a lot of product in the coming weeks. I have tons of Shrouded Fable that like I broke down a lot, and I have like a couple thousand packs just sat there. I haven't sent to PK Ponga yet because I don't want to bury them under things that aren't selling. But like I have a couple thousand more packs of stuff that I need to break it down and get to the packs. I just haven't bothered because I didn't think it was going to sell, and I'm excited to drop my volume a little bit on what's just hanging out on the pallets in the garage.
There we go.
I did see, let me get these. So Java Akuma gifted 5 memberships. Appreciate you very much. And I did see.
Thank you, Java.
We're building up a good backlog of comments. I'm going too slow.
Oh boy, we're gonna speed things up here.
Wenzel TCG super chatting $4.99. Appreciate you for that. How did you get into eBay Live at Old School Pokemon? I've been trying to get in since the beginning with no luck.
Oh, unfortunately, Wenzel, I don't have a good answer for you. Honestly, I was just in the right place at the right time. Well, I got lucky. That's really what it comes down to. I just kind of shot my shot and asked very, very early on, and they liked me enough where they gave me an opportunity, and it's just been smooth sailing since. But yeah, it is tough to get on. They are adding more. I noticed the Pokemon stuff, but they are adding more Pokemon sellers on a semi-regular basis. Like it's so far it's been a lot of bigger people. Like Charizard Network got on there. Who's the other one?
KetchumAllCollectibles.
Mystic is on there. Yeah, okay.
I'm on there. I'm just not using it. I'm probably making them mad, and at some point they might like pull it away from me. I don't
know. And then there's a few smaller ones that have popped up recently too. So they are slowly adding people, which is good to see. So hopefully they continue that.
2 years of a closed beta. Yeah, They did mention Neocards and Comics. I forget what his name is. Matt something? I've actually never spoken with him before. But Neocards and Comics, earlier this morning, he dropped like a 30-minute interview. I believe it was called the Director of Trading Cards, Matt something. There wasn't much insight in that whole. It was only a 30-minute interview. There wasn't that much like news. But towards the end, he did mention a focus on like trading cards. He mentioned a focus on eBay Live for 2025. So we'll see what that actually becomes. KetchumAllCollectibles should be branching out to eBay Live in the coming days, weeks, months. I don't know exactly when. Ponga doesn't really want it. Ponga is happy on Fanatics Live. I think the back end is a lot cleaner, a lot nicer on Fanatics. But I do have a desire for PK, potentially a third streamer at some point. That's another conversation we're going to be having in the coming weeks, is if and when PK will be launching on eBay. And will we do it with some big event? Will we do it with like a base set box break? Or will we, I don't know what we'll do for that, but I feel like I want to do something big, but I don't know if we'll go base set box break again so quickly. It would be a different viewership. It would be a different following, I guess, different platform. So maybe we'd be able to make it work. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Why don't you go to your jungle? You have so many other WotC sets.
Well, Fanatics, the goal for Fanatics is to do a WotC box break every month in order. I don't expect to be doing Legendary Collection. I believe that's the 12th set. I don't expect to be doing that in December. I believe the 8th set, August, would have us be doing Neogenesis. I don't know if we'll be able to pull Neogenesis off, but I have secured. I actually have, it's in my inbox right now. I have to pay an invoice when I get off this before I go pick up the kids. I have an invoice in my inbox for a base set 2 box and a Jungle First Edition booster box. I've also secured a Fossil First Edition booster box that is currently inbound to me. So I have February, March, April locked down. Those are coming to Fanatics Live. Heard it here first. Exact dates and times TBD. If or when I will be present at any of them, I don't know. But yeah, Ponga PK breaking in February, Jungle First Edition. In March, Fossil First Edition. And in April, base set 2. Nice. And then May, timing with the English release of the Team Rocket set, I believe will be May. We'll be breaking a Team Rocket First Edition booster box or around when Team Rocket comes out. So that'll be cool too.
There we go.
And if I don't say that it was Ponga's idea, I'll be in trouble. So that was Ponga's idea, and it just so happened to work out perfectly timed.
Yeah, it'll be easy up until Gym Challenge. Once you get into the Neos, that's when it gets tough.
Yeah, I feel confident that we'll make it through Gym. Gym Challenge is pretty expensive. I think Gym Challenge is low 20s right now. A lot of I'm getting some sticker shock looking at the WotC boxes because in my mind, base set's still 12 to 14. I paid 17.5. In my mind, Jungle's still 12. My invoice in my inbox right now is I'm paying 14.8. And that's a discount because I'm buying 2 boxes at once. So I'm paying 14.8 on Jungle and I'm paying 10 on base 2. In my mind, base 2 is a $7,000 box.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm still stuck mentally on last year's prices, and I'm a little bit worried about what's coming. Jungle and Fossil 2 worst sets ever made. Some people really like base 2. You got the different hollow pattern. I mean, you do have a Charizard chase. It's a little more diluted. What are there? 20 hollows in base set 2?
Yeah.
Whereas there's only 15 in base set. But you do add some good ones. You add some of the Jungle and the Fossil hollows, obviously. But yeah, Java talking about the base set 2 superior hollow foil. Base 2 better than base. I agree. Swirls for days. Yeah, pulling some sweet Swirlzard. Pulling some cool Swirlzard would be nice.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, let's see. I will grab this question, and then I scrolled over a bunch of questions. I think I will scroll back and I will get them. But UAP wants to know, what is your favorite Pokemon content to engage with on Instagram, Facebook, etc.?
I would say like in general or like pages. Because like would Instagram stories work? Because I don't really look at Instagram posts. I'll look at Instagram stories.
Yeah, I think that's an applicable answer.
Yeah, and then yeah, I would say honestly Instagram. And then YouTube is I've been watching less and less Pokemon stuff on YouTube. More so just like regular like Diary of a CEO. He does like podcasts with different people. I've been watching him on YouTube a lot.
My favorite Pokemon content is, I mean, you didn't say YouTube, but presumably YouTube falls in the etc. I do listen to a lot of Pokemon podcasts still. I'm not going to start naming them because I'll leave someone out and they'll be sad. But everyone knows the ones that run in our circle, I guess. I watch a lot of those. I've actually seen a couple of recent ones popped up that I've been adding to my watch later. But it's like, I actually want to watch RNG games. I listened to one of them. His wife that runs the conventions, she's been interviewing some of the different vendors. I have like 5 of those in my watch later. I think I've listened to one of them. I know Twice Baked Jays just recently started something with Robo Skills. I don't know if I'll listen to all of them, but like I at least want to try the first couple and see if it's something for me or if it's something not for me. There's just way too much content. There's way more content than I could ever consume. So that's why I'm a 2Xer. But even being a 2Xer, I cannot consume all the content that I'd like to. I have been doing some like Netflix series binging instead of watching PokeTube. I've been doing some other stuff, but yeah, I would say long form YouTube content is my favorite to engage with. I don't do a whole lot with Instagram. I DM a lot of people on there. Usually when I'm going to send a DM, check my DMs, I'll look at the first handful of stories, but I'm not someone who like, I think the first year that I started on Instagram, when I had way less followers, when I followed way less people, I was one of the people that like, not every day, but a lot of the days, I would look through every active story from all the people that I was following. Mm-hmm. But these days, it's like not even close. I can't remotely do that. Do you go through like every story of everyone you follow, or do you just have certain people you go to? I think it kind of like has an algorithm of sorts and it filters the ones that you see more often.
Yeah. No, I won't go through everyone, but people that I actually know, because there's a lot of people that I follow on Instagram that I have no idea who they are.
Let me see how many I'm following.
And I don't follow that many people either.
I'm following 548. Like I definitely don't know that many people that well. I'm
only following a 400.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, and obviously not everyone does stories to begin with. There might be 100 people that do stories out of those 500 and something, but like crazy. Nowhere near am I like following all that. And then like you and I, our friends, Chris and Brennan, you've got like Pallet Town Marketplace. They post like 50 stories a day some days.
Yeah.
By no means am I working through stories backlogs like that. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up on the backlog, but I'm getting close. This is when I was talking about the kickball at Chicago compared to my Stein shows. Dan's going to be 73 playing snooker at a dive bar with some dude named Herb. Euchre tournament incoming. That's funny you say that because there was actually a euchre card game going on at, I believe it was euchre going on at Chicago at the Airbnb. So euchre was being played at Collecticon.
There we go.
That was Greeny heading that up, I believe. Greeny, Radar, Greeny's wife. There was a handful of people playing that. I believe Boondock. I forget who else was playing that, but for a while that game was going. I'm convinced Dan's 40% of a Stein market. Unfortunately, no Stein grading. If Stein grading comes out, I'm diving back in. So I think I covered everything. But yeah, as far as eBay Live, I'm actually in eBay Live as well. Nick and I both have been. I've been on eBay for 20 years now. Nick's been on eBay for a very long time as well. We've been on it for a long time. We've been selling 6-7 figures for the past year or a few years, and all that combined with some amount of luck, some amount of good timing. We both had the same representative, like account representative, for a short time there, and we just pivoted that into getting into eBay. And then as far as like how did I get into Fanatics, I had the big sales volume on eBay. eBay vault closed. Fanatics was poaching people in the DMs. They slid into my DMs, and I just pivoted into having a dealer rate with Fanatics Collect. And then I pivoted that into a few months later, getting into Fanatics Live, which is also a closed ecosystem. But that actually reminds me, I did star one question. Where'd it go? With the horrible PR a public auction house like Whatnot gets, honestly, it's probably advantageous to be closed and vetting your sellers. 100%. Any commentary on this? Like, what do you envision? Do you envision 10 years from now, eBay Live like ever being fully open? Or do you envision like it will always be some kind of a closed ecosystem?
It's always going to be some type of closed ecosystem. They could never just say anyone can go live, because there's so many more people on eBay than there is Whatnot. And look at all the problems Whatnot has. I can only imagine what the problems eBay would have. That would be an absolute nightmare if they just free for all and said anyone can hop on live. So yeah, it's always going to be some type of vetting. They've always got to say you need to have maybe this much selling feedback, or you need to be doing this much in sales a year, or some type of metric to know that you're getting like legitimate people and not just some weirdo. Because there are definitely some weird people out there.
Yeah, I really hope, partially selfishly, because I don't want to be diluted out so quickly, I selfishly hope that Fanatics Live and eBay Live remain closed ecosystems, because I don't want there to just be the dam breaks, the floodwaters come, and then Nick and I are just diluted out. But I also just don't want, I don't want every day I log on to YouTube and see in my recommended, I don't want there to be a new Rattle and Opossum video every week, every day about some eBay seller scamming, about some Fanatics Live seller scamming. It seems most of that is relegated to Whatnot, the most wide open platform. It's not that surprising. When you are like, I think Fanatics Live is still under 200 total sellers. I don't know if you know how many. And Fanatics Live is just cards. eBay Live has clothing, and eBay Live has like coins, and they have jewelry. Do you know how many total sellers there are, TCG sellers there are, or not really like an idea?
I have no idea.
But whatever the numbers are, Fanatics a couple hundred, eBay, whatever it is, there's a lot at risk. With Whatnot, some people don't even have a face camera. So it's like you could probably get away with, if you wear long sleeves and don't have some very distinctive hand tattoos, which some of them might. But Whatnot sellers could literally probably just get away with using a spouse's name, using a relative's name, and just firing up a new account. Like, it's so like, it's wide open. It's open season. Anyone can form one. And eBay, it's like, I have a 20-year relationship with eBay. If I do something naughty on eBay Live, I'm done, closed out of it forever. All the things I did to build to get to where I got, some amount of preparation, some amount of luck, all that stuff, that's gone now. Like, I am risking significantly more. Same with Fanatics. If and when I were to ever lose that, it's like that means something. People are going to care more, because, and then like, so you have people who are pre-vetted into the program, and then they're risking things. So I just hope it stays that way forever. If they accelerate it, like, I mean, if you start, say they're adding 2 new sellers a week, well, accelerate that into 2 a day, accelerate that into 10 a day. Like, you could expand drastically in the coming years, little by little by little. I don't really think I don't really think it ever needs to be wide open. I think they could grow to a size eclipsing Whatnot 2, 5, 10 sellers at a time, and that's eBay and or Fanatics. So yeah, that's why I'm hitching my wagon to Fanatics to start, potentially to eBay soon, because we're in early, and I just am way more bullish, way more optimistic on if they keep it closed, if they keep the riffraff out. They'll never do it perfectly. There will be issues down the line, I guarantee it. But they're not going to be with me or Nick. But there's going to be a lot less of them than there are with Whatnot. I hope it stays that way forever.
And I can definitely see it being like that.
But I guess we will see where they go with it. Let me get rid of that.
So
Ray
have
says
you
he loves...
Speaking of Whatnot, so like they constantly send emails and Instagram messages talking about how your page is so great. Come join us on Whatnot. They actually called me yesterday. And I stupidly answered it, and the guy would not let me go. I finally just hung up on him. But that's wild.
That's hilarious.
I don't even know how they got my number. But yeah, they're calling people now.
Yeah, I get the DMs, I get the emails, and it's pretty surprising because it's like it feels like they already have too many sellers.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but like I've scrolled through the TCG section, and you've got your vortexes, you've got your Kraken hits, you've got your going twices. You've got a handful of people with hundreds of viewers, but like it's like Twitch. It's like Twitch. There's some big ones with tons of them, not tens of thousands like Twitch. But if you scroll down to the bottom, it gets dark. Like there are, I don't know if there's hundreds of sellers. Let me see if I can actually look. I don't know if there's hundreds of sellers that have less than 3, less than 5, but like it seems like there's a lot of them. It seems like there's a fair bit. So I've talked with both eBay and Fanatics. They're a big part of their scale up plan is like consciously doing their best to ensure that they aren't bringing in too many sellers all at once and not having enough buyers for them. And they're also not bringing in too many buyers so that all the sellers are just like 3-hour backlog to their pack rips or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's a pretty interesting thing to figure out how they're going to balance that, how they're going to scale that. So there's 5.2K viewers in all of trading card games right now on Whatnot. I don't think it says how many live sellers there are though, but I'm scrolling. There's a lot of them. There's hundreds of people live right now at 12:50. It is a Friday, so it's like a better day. But I'm at the bottom now. 2, 1, 3, 2, 4. I just got to the bottom finally. Like a live stream to one person. That's if you're streaming a video game and you're playing a video game on Twitch and you got one person to bounce back and forth on. But if you're selling stuff, one person, it's like when Nick and I go to the casino, and if you sit down 1v1 versus a blackjack dealer, that stat can go away very quickly. I like sitting
very quickly.
I like sitting at full tables. If Nick and I go into a casino and there's an empty table and it's just us two, it's like that's scary enough. But like 1v1 is really scary because those blackjack dealers, I don't know what it is, but like they are all very skilled at the game, and I have a hard time beating them. What do you have against one-on-one selling? That just that's dark. That feels very wild to me. We definitely have some whales in our stream. I can see from our data, I can see from our numbers, like Pareto principle is fully in play. Probably 20% of our buyers are 80% of our business, but like it's still spread across a lot more people. And even if we had just one whale come in and it was one whale in Pongo, one whale in PK, you need more stuff going on. You need more people to help carry the $1,000 an hour load, right?
even just like chat interaction. Like if it was just that one whale, they probably wouldn't buy as much if they're just sitting in chat alone. The whole fun in live streaming is having other people in the chat hype up your polls and congratulate you on your wins and all that stuff.
And to be fair, like Chat BN says, the reason they want to bring the likes of Nick to Whatnot is he will bring new customers as well. Definitely, they probably do want more like quality sellers, not the like, people with an established business, people with an established following, people that are less likely to do the. I see a lot of commentary about the game rigging and things like that. I don't know what % of streamers do that kind of thing, but I know I've had this conversation with PK and Ponga. I've had this conversation on PokeFlips before on my live streams. But the amount of streams that you go into and there's just nothing happening. I guess I understand it if you only have 2 viewers, because if you run auction, you will just get destroyed. I can't even imagine the destruction. So, but I've seen 40 viewer streams, 30 viewer streams where they're just sitting there. They're just waiting for a break to fill. They're just waiting for something to happen, someone to buy something. And I just sent, well, I haven't sent it yet, but I have 4 50-pound boxes going to PK and Ponga today, 2 to each of them. And they just have like 5 rows. They have 5 rows of bulk cards, some of them 50 cents, some of them 10, 20 bucks. Always grab something. Always just have a $1 auction going. Always like auction some packs if you need to. I actually saw somebody ask that. I forget where that went. But yeah, Pokin Fun said, you're typically selling buy it now options for modern packs. Have you ever ran them live via auction? So definitely, at times that there's no queue building up, at times that we're just looking to move something, PK or Ponga have done, like I think Ray does this a lot too. You take a Japanese 151 box, you break it on screen, you do 4 or 5 pack lots, and you auction each of them. It's kind of an interesting thing because the people buying are gambling, and you as the seller are gambling also. Because if in the first 5-pack lot you hit the Master Ball and you hit the SIR, you're kind of screwed, right? Your bids on the next 3 5-pack lots will be pretty rough. But if they get saved till the end, the math can work out to where you might sell a $120 151 box for like $150 because people just bid more and more on those last 5-pack lots because, hey, the Master Ball didn't get hit, the SIR didn't get hit, these last 4 are juiced, or these last 5 are juiced, let's bid on them. So, yeah, they definitely do that from time to time, but it's all at their discretion. Like I give PK and Ponga all the inventory, and they just have full free reign on setting up the show and running it how they want to.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And I think a lot of those people who are just sitting there waiting for purchases to happen, it's people who are just getting paid by the hour. So they don't care whether they're selling stuff or not. Doesn't affect them at all.
And I think a big part of it is like there's a lot of people getting paid 10, 12, 15 bucks an hour, which
yeah,
so some of them, whatever it is. What if somebody's offering that and someone takes that's 2 adults agreeing on some employment engagement. My guys are making a lot more than that, but my guys are earning what they're making too. Like I've always been one thing that drove me insane about my former place of work. We had a revolving door in certain areas of our business because we paid so little and we demanded so little. I've always been one that pay more but demand more. Like minimum wage, I think it's reasonable to expect minimum output, expect minimum effort.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're paying higher, demanding more too is entirely reasonable and rational out of both sides, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ponga says he always auction packs. Ray never stops. Bierski's hard carrying Ray and shining cards and collectibles. Yeah. Dead air would be rough as both the streamer and the viewers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where? Oh, this is the one I was looking for. Dan, I saw one of our whales buying energy breaks on another stream, and I cried. I don't even fully understand how they work. What is that like? Is there 9 energies? 9 or 10 different energies?
9 energies.
So do you auction each energy type? Like, I understand you open 36 packs. So you auction, like, people would bid more on the fire because you'd get all the Charizards. People would bid more on the dark insets with Moonbreon because you get all the Umbreons, right? But I think with sports, sometimes they set a price for each team, a price for each. Are there buy it now prices set for each energy, or is it generally just auctions?
And then with auctions,
I think a lot of them will tie in bounties too. Like, if you hit this bounty level, then you get this extra pack, you get this extra thing, whatever it may be. I can't even wrap my mind around what's going on. I think that's the whole idea. The whole idea is there's significantly worse EV than just buying the pack straight up. So it's just like to obfuscate and to make more complicated things so that the consumer will just spend more money without realizing they're getting less. I like what you do.
I think it's the same as like opening a box and splitting it, like your 151 box, and splitting it into 5 lots or whatever, because you're still getting roughly whatever, 4 packs. If there's 9,
it's just adding more gambling in. It's adding more confusion. It's adding more gambling. And then the worst part about it is it's adding potential layers of, like, potentially fixing things, rigging things, Blake's breaks, right? I just don't like it. I like selling. Hey guys, we have 36 prismatic packs in the buy it now. Hey, we have 9 prismatic packs in the buy it now. Buy something. You're gambling enough already. We don't need to add all this complexity. We don't need to add all these layers. It's like you're gambling enough already, in my opinion. That's the way. Do you ever do energy stuff? Or
I haven't. I've never done it, but I actually like the idea of that. That one I'm not like behind.
I'm not like, morally opposed to it or anything.
Sport breaks makes so much sense. I want Patriot stuff, so I'm going to bid on the Patriots lot. I think that makes so much more sense.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I'm not like morally opposed to it or anything. I just like the simplicity. And I told PK and Ponga this. I've mentioned this before we even started live streaming. If they want to get into some of that stuff, I would be fine with it. I'd rather, my preference is sticking with 9 packs of this, 36 packs of this. If someone wants something, they ask, Ponga and PK list it. Like, if someone wants XYZ, they'll do their best to pull it up in stream and run it. They'll run an auction for that single they want. They'll run the packs they want. But the additional complexity, I just don't like it as much. I don't know. There's enough gambling. And I'm a gambler. I'm a gambling man too. Adding those layers, though, I'm just not a huge fan. Chat is going crazy. I'm having a hard time keep up. Dan not building a Rev style mystery pack with all his pack access is missing a huge opportunity to create a good product people love. I'm not definitively saying that I will never do that. But, like, I have access to base set booster boxes. I have access to my pack inventory right now. We're on pace to break 150,000 packs this year based on the last few weeks of data. And PK just went full-time for days. We might break 150, 200,000 packs this year. I could do a PokeRev style thing. I could buy a base box. I could have 1 out of 100, 1 out of 20, whatever numbers you wanted. I could do all that. And for the effort, I would have to add some additional markup. I just don't like that as much. Like, if people are clamoring for it, Ponga PK, I guess if you're listening, Ponga PK, put out some feelers. If people are actually clamoring for it, if people want to catch them all mystery bag, it will be legitimate. It will be like straight up, this is what's happening. I'll make a video about it on my YouTube channel. I'll talk about the seedings. It will just be a fixed distribution. There'll be gold. There'll be like tried and true method. Everyone does it. Poke Chloe, Unlisted Leaf, Poke Rev. They're there for a reason, right? Because there's a consumer for it. Maybe someday we do that. I would rather not, but like, if everyone wants it, then it could happen. And I would just show everyone the exact math behind it. I would be like, hey, if you buy our 9-pack lots, you're getting better value. And while I'm saying that, I would show you how much profit I'm figuring in for me, Ponga PK, additional profit over what we do. And then people would still buy it. It's like, hey, we're making an extra 20% on these things. We're making a built-in, baked-in 20% margin on these things, and they would probably sell like hotcakes. And then the question comes down to like, why am I not doing it? People would want it. We'd make more money. People would gamble harder. People would spend $100. Most of them would get wrecked. I'm probably doing mystery packs soon. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm talking myself into it. Pokin Fun's talking me into it. I'm open to that stuff. There are people that are like, think of the children scamming this, that, the other thing. I would do it fully open, honest, transparent. I would do it too transparent. I would just show you exactly what I'm going to make in addition. Like the additional premium. Why are you guys making me do this? Why are you guys making me make more money? Why are you guys making your gamble even bigger? And people would just like, I was going through my old YouTube videos the other day. Do you remember when I made the video about like, hey, I'm going to break a fossil first edition booster box and a jungle first edition booster box? I showed you exactly what I was selling the heavies for, what I was selling the lights for. I calculated the EV of what you were going to expect if you opened a heavy pack. It was like negative 50%. And I sold out. I told people, I put it in the thumbnail. I'm like, you are going to lose money. Do you want to buy my packs? They're here. You're going to lose money. 90% chance you're going to lose money. 95% chance you're going to lose money. I sold out. Like, that's just, and I know when I go and sit down at the blackjack table with Nick, I know that the odds are stacked against me. I know that I'm going to lose money. I know there's a chance I can make money. It's the same thing, but the odds are even worse than the casino. The odds are like significantly worse than the casino if you do the math behind it.
Yeah, but the other thing you got to think about is these people want it, so you don't make it. They're going to go into another stream that does have them, and they're going to be so much worse.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and make an actual good one that does have decent value that people aren't just losing their shirts on?
And one thing Ponga said, he'd be down as long as value is there and basically break even. It couldn't be break even. Going to the additional effort to generate this, there would have to be some reason to do it. Like, I would do the math on it. I would look at what we normally get for Hidden Fates packs, like Hidden Fates or Evolutions. You'd probably have a chase tier that was a few $100, like a WotC first edition pack. You'd have a chase tier that was like an Evolutions or a Evolving Skies. You'd have that $15 to $25 tier, Hidden Fates. And then you'd have generally, most people would just get your Shrouded Fables, your Scarlet Violet bases, your Obsidian Flames, your Paldea Evolves, your Paradox Rifts, your Temporal Forces. Like, most people would get that stuff, just like a Pokerev pack, right? But I would not do it. We would not do it for the same we're getting on our 9-pack lots. We would have to juice it up some to going to the effort. I guess you could argue that like we would dump more of our Scarlet Violet base. We would dump more of the packs that don't sell in the 9-pack lots as much. So maybe we could justify doing it for break even, slight less profit, but I'll put more thought into it. I'll throw some spreadsheets together. I'll start running some numbers, and who knows? Maybe in the next couple months. Maybe in the next couple months you'll see something. Grimer's craving a good duck race. I don't know if I've ever heard of this. Do you know anyone who like? I know people who collect Shinji Kanda, who collect Arita. I know people who collect by artist, by set, by species. Do you know anyone who like only collects grass Pokemon, only collects dark Pokemon? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I have not. No, there's got to be people who do, but
there probably are.
Not heard of that.
And energy breaks would be perfect for them. Like hey, I'm an electric collector. I like Raichu. I like Magneton. I'm an electric card collector. Yeah, that would be And Grimer says meaty bags are free money. What are we doing? I have no moral qualms with milky bags. Meaty bags would be like, hey, Dan branding. Meaty bags would have to be the play. That would be hilarious. I'd have to reach out. I don't think I've ever talked with what's his name, Arjun or something. Goated Pulls. I'd have to reach out to him and say like, hey, are you fine with me not infringing here, but trying to make a play off that? But that would be funny. That would be funny to hear Ponga and PK selling meaty bags. But like, did you see the J-Love video with Goated where they went through what he does? And
yeah, that was
See, I have no issue with it. He is transparent. He shows you exactly what's there. I think the markup is high. I don't care enough. I didn't do the math on it, but he literally shows you as a stream starts. He shows you the ceilings. He shows you the floors. He has trade in 2 floors to get like something. Like most people are getting wrecked, but it's all plain and obvious. It's all there. You can run the math if you want to. I don't know how people take issue with that. I can understand people not liking his attitude. I've heard people say he's cocky, arrogant, this, that, the other thing. I think it's all fair and fine though, as long as you're disclosing everything. Like if I make a mystery pack and I do 100 mystery packs and one's a base set pack and 99 are Scarlet Violet packs. If I tell you I'm going to charge $50 a piece and people buy it, there's only $1,000 worth of packs there, and I'm charging $5,000 for it. The EV is terrible. The EV is horrific. But if I am an adult telling other adults that this is what it is, you have a 99% chance of getting Scarlet Violet base, and you have a 1% chance of base set unlimited booster pack unweighed, and it's $50. If I tell people that and they buy it, that's on them. That's like, no one's forcing you to buy it, right? If I try to say it's good value, if I try to lie and say like, hey, this is plus EV, you're going to make money, most people, then that's wrong. But if I just say like, this is what it is, this is the price, and then people on their own decide to buy it, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, you would be dumb to buy it. I wouldn't sell something so ridiculous. But like, if people are buying it, how do you blame Goated? How do you blame him?
Because there's a responsibility that you're not gonna scam your customers, the ones that have built you.
How's he
way
scamming
people
them?
support people like that is absolutely ridiculous. I
You think
don't
Goated is
understand
scamming people?
What?
You think Goated pulls Milky Bags are a scam?
100%.
I would need to rewatch the video. I don't remember the particulars. Aren't they like $100 or $200? And then you get one card at random.
200, you get 1 or 2 cards. It's an absolute scam. And
no, because you see what's in it. You see everything that's in it. It's fully transparent.
Yeah, but he's making so much money. He could charge so much less and still make a ton of money.
He's charging market price. He's charging market price.
No.
Yes, by definition, he is charging market price for Milky Bags.
No.
Like,
you could do the same thing and still make good money and have it be way better value for people.
Then do it. Make I don't know what your version would be. Don't take meaty bags. That's me. But make your own version. I don't understand having an issue with that. It's like, you could say that he's making a lot more than he has to. Okay. He's selling out. His people are paying it. Like, people, as far as I understand, and if I'm wrong here, I will take all this back. I will retreat from my position. As far as I understand it, he runs a stream of like 50 Milky Bags. He literally starts by showing you the 50 cards that will be within it. And then he sells them for $200 a piece. And on one single continuous stream, all 50 Milky Bags get sold and pulled. So like, people fully know this is my upside, this is my downside. If they cared to, they could do the math on it and they could calculate what their EV is. It's probably horribly negative. Is the EV 100 out of 200? Is the EV 40 out of 200? I don't care. It's like, I'm not going to buy it, but if people are seeing it and choosing to buy it, who's the victim?
Yeah, but people in these live streams they're not thinking that. They don't know. Most of them are just casual collectors. They don't know the value of these cards. I think
he's not lying.
Seller's responsibility to treat your buyers right and not be like that.
Well, this is a huge crux that I need to say before I get clipped out of context, before someone calls me out. And if I've never watched, aside from the J Love video, I've never watched a Goated Pull stream. I believe he's on TikTok. If he's saying, hey guys, look at this Ghastly AR card. This is a ceiling. This is worth $500. If he's blatantly lying about the value of cards, that is wrong. Everything I said, I take back. If he's saying, hey guys, this is a BGS 10 gray felt hat. It's a $5,000 card. Like, that is wrong. I don't think that's happening, though. I could be wrong. I think he's just showing the cards.
What if you're showing that Ghastly and getting all hyped? Oh, congrats! Look how sick this card is. It's a $20 card that you just spent $200 on.
$20 cards can be
wrecked.
This card is sick. I have no idea what this card is worth. I genuinely. What is this card worth?
Hype that one up, and people say, "Oh, cool! I got a PSA 10. It's a cool art." People in the live streams don't know pricing.
Nick, I at home in the warmth of my own home, I can enjoy a Sloop Juice Bomb IPA. I can buy a 12-pack for $12. You with me? Or no, for $20. For $20. I pay $1.50, $1.60 a piece. I go down the street. Well, I go to town, and I go to the local bar. There are some bars near me that charge $8, $10 for that same beer. I'm an adult going into it. It's not like, and there are some bars that charge $6 for that same beer, and you can go in and you can walk right to the bar and you can buy it because they're not busy. And then you go to some bars, like I'm near the Turning Stone. You go into the club in the Turning Stone, that's probably a $15, $18 beer. And there's probably a line and you got to wait for it. Are those people getting scammed? No, those people are consciously making a decision as an adult that the same beer they can have for $1.50 at home for $6 down the street, they're going to the club, they're going to Goated Pulls. There's a finite amount of people who can buy those milky bags, and people are choosing to buy them. But like, who are we to say? Who are we to say that they shouldn't? Or as long as it's transparent, open, honest, as long as he might be. I genuinely don't know if he's doing sleazy salesman tactics of like pumping up values that are lying, wrong. If he's knowingly manipulating people that way, I'm 100% against it. But if he's just saying like, hey, cool Ghastly, hey, cool gray felt hat, not talking about the values, letting people do their own due diligence, perfectly fair. And as LGG, Leaf Green Goblin says, the longer I've been in the hobby, the more blame I've put on buyers. Like, there are people, I bought a $40,000 minivan, and it gives me all the utility of a vehicle. It gives me all the, I could go and I could buy like a Wagoneer for $100-something thousand. I could go buy a Lamborghini for $400,000 and not get any of the utility out of that. I wouldn't even be able to drive it in the winter. I couldn't fit my kids' car seats in it. It's like adults are allowed to do with their money what they see fit. And some people value. And if you want to call the consumers dumb, I'm kind of with you. Look, I can get on the same page with you. Consuming that product, trying to make money, is dumb. But some of them are just trying to have a good time. Can't you like?
Yeah, but I think part of it comes back to being open, transparent, and a good seller. I don't think it should be about just making as much money as you can. I'll never agree with that being an okay business model. Absolutely not.
You know that's everyone's business model. Not everyone. That like
no,
Coca-Cola.
Absolutely not.
Pokemon. Pokemon is charging. They're not charging. They could charge a lot less and make a lot of money. Like, companies charge what the market will bear. That's what.
So why do you have all these businesses? Pokey.ne. Why do you have him selling Journey Together at MSRP? Those boxes are going to be well above MSRP. Why doesn't he sell at market? Because they're good businesses.
Selling at MSRP, a product that historically sells at $100, $110. Like,
yeah, but it's not going to.
If they were so good, and like you mentioned someone in particular that like I have no issues with Brian. I'm removing Brian Pokey.ne from this. I'm saying
that that's good of him to sell at
no.
MSRP.
But you know what would be better, and I poked you on this with Prismatic. Why not sell for 120? He'd be even better. He'd make a lot of money. Nick, you sold Prismatic for 10. We did the math on it. How much did you make, Nick, that night? How much did you make? You could have made a lot less and you'd have been perfectly fine. Why did you think it's right for you to make thousands of dollars? Brian, say Brian gets 1,000 Journey Together boxes. Now I'm bringing his name back in. I shouldn't have done that. But like, if he's getting 1,000 boxes and he's selling them for 160, he's making 50 grand. 50 grand in addition to what he normally would make. Why is he not selling for 120? Why is he not selling for 130? It's arbitrary. It's arbitrary. Like the same game that some buyers play with MSRP, some sellers play with MSRP too. Why not go to 130? Like, okay, you're better. You're better than me selling Journey Together for 160 because I'm going to sell it for market. I'm going to sell it for 200. But why don't you be even better? Why don't you sell them for 150, 140, 130, 120?
Because
it's just weird to me
to make money at the same time.
I don't set the price.
So why not sell at your cost? Why not be a saint and do that? You do need to make money, but there's a
trying to say what's moral. What amount of profit is moral? So okay, selling for 14 Prismatic is too much, and mind you, like you don't know what Brian's allocation is. You don't know what my allocation is. Prismatic. My entire first wave allocation was 2,000 packs that I broke down. I did keep some ETB sealed. So for 2,000 packs, I paid $3 a pack, and I made $20,000 on the first 2,000 packs of Prismatic that I sold. Some people, Dan, you're disgusting. That's gross. I've also eaten shit for 8 of the 10 years that I've had Pokemon distribution. The amount of products that I've bought from distribution that Football Pete sells cheaper on eBay, it's like people to outside looking in say, Dan, you made way too much money. But you know what happened after my 2,000 Prismatic packs went? I'm actually going to pull up the spreadsheet right now. I have sold 3,000 packs of Prismatic this year so far. So the next 1,000 I sold, I paid $11 a piece for. And today I'm selling them for like 12. I'm actually, I think all the $11 ones are gone. I'm probably selling the ones that I paid 10 or 9 for now. But it's just so weird. It's so weird to try to say this amount of profit is moral and fine and allowable. Dan, you're allowed to make $6,732 on your Prismatic allocation, but you're not allowed to make 20. What are we talking about? That is so obscene, insane. And you know what happens? You know what that opens the door for? And I'm not going to name any names. And I will, since we've already mentioned Brian's name, I will explicitly say that this did not happen with Brian. But I've had people who sell at MSRP. I've had people say, hey, Dan, I sell at MSRP on my website. I sell at MSRP in my game store. Do you want to buy some Prismatic? Do you want to buy some Prismatic at 85%? I've had people who are great people that sell at MSRP offer to backdoor some stuff at market, at a percentage of market. So when people play that game of like saying and doing one thing publicly and then privately doing dirty things open up there. So I don't like that stuff. I don't like people, and maybe it's because I'm the evil capitalist who it thinks it's fine to make 20 grand on Prismatic on launch. But it's so weird to me. It's so weird to say like it's moral to make 50 grand on 1,000 boxes, but it's not moral to make 80 grand when the market's willing to pay that.
I think at the same, it's. Did you see Danny Phantom's video on this whole thing about his allocations for Journey Together?
I watched one of them.
He's going to be selling at MSRP, and he does that to get people to buy from him and support him. And he
mentioned how they'll leave. Like
they'll leave.
Yeah.
But there's a percentage of them that will buy from him. And he does it because that's the right thing to do. I completely agree with that. And that's my mentality there. Yes, people aren't always going to support me, but hopefully they will. Hopefully things will change and people will come to me instead of somebody else for the lives, because I treat people good instead of not caring about them. I think personality and the way you treat people is so important for live streaming. And it's only going to get more important as time goes on and more people start live streaming. And hopefully that whole Milky Bag thing, hopefully people do stop buying off of him and learn that there is other sellers that are offering way better deals than the stuff that he's selling. Will it happen? Who knows? But that's my whole mentality. Is I think you do need to treat people right, and you can't be absolutely scamming people like that.
So I made 20 grand on Prismatic on my 2,000 packs of Prismatic allocated. How much? So I'm evil because of that, and I'm kind of like,
well, no, because okay, Prismatic, that's the one good set that we get out of the year. You're not making 20 grand every single set.
And mind you guys, like, I'm not actually mad at Nick. We're having like, I can't even keep up with chat right now. But I think this is like a lively discussion. I think this is an interesting debate. And I'm genuinely asking the question. I'm transparent. I'm open, honest. I made $20,000 on 2,000 packs of Prismatic Evolution, minus a little bit, platform fees, whatever. How much was moral? How much should I have made? It's so, and I see the only rainbow gem. Sorry, I might misunderstand this, but is there a ceiling on how much a person should earn? Because if you get above that invisible ceiling, you are a scammer. This can't be serious. Like, that is my opinion. It's like, I did not set that price. I didn't set market price. I base off market price. If Prismatic ETBs were 50, I'd either not be selling them or I'd be selling them based off 50. It's like, I'm not choosing to sell for 14 a pack when market's 4 a pack. I'm like 110% of market roughly on what I sell on Fanatics, and anyone can vet that. Anyone can go to TCGplayer, anyone can go to Fanatics Live and see what we're pricing our packs for. Like, I think I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong or bad. I think it's great that Danny Phantom is doing what he's doing. I think it's great that you sold them for 10. I think it's great that Brian is selling Journey Together for 160. But one thing that opens up is like other people dictating how others should do business. And keep the context. This happens. Some of those people that are selling things for MSRP, they're backdooring stuff just like distributors are. They're backdooring stuff for full market. I promise you. I'm not saying that about Brian whatsoever, but I have had people offer me stuff that I feel, and I don't even know. I don't even want to know. There's people that I don't know as well that I feel like I've seen the names, and it's not Danny Phantom. It's not Brian. It's not someone that I would even know that well, but that stuff's out there. And one thing that's crazy to me,
are you a good seller then? Why have a website? So I don't get that portion of it.
You know what I think? Like just to be completely open, and again, I'm not mad at you for it. I'm not. Do you have Prismatic in stock right now?
I did buy more, yes.
But you went weeks without it, right?
Yeah.
Every day I've sold Prismatic since release. My consumers want it. I think it's being a bad seller not having a set in stock. That is the latest, greatest, hypest set. Next set, best set, newest set, best set of all time. Not having that in stock, I think that's a bad seller. That's my side of it. That's my take on it. I want to have everything that everyone wants in stock all the time. Is it more expensive? Yes. But will I always have it in stock? Yes. That's how I see it.
I used to want to do that. I don't anymore. Like keeping
one thing that's important to say, like, I am not right and Nick is wrong. Nick is not right and I'm wrong. It's not black and white. It's not binary. It's shades of gray. I'm one seller that operates in one way, and Nick is another seller that operates in another way. One issue that I have is when people who sell for MSRP try to talk down on others as if they're doing the right thing, the only true and moral thing, when I know that some amount of them are speaking one thing out of one side of their face, and then they're two-faced, backdoor, side alley operation, that they are, that is hypocritical. And again, I'm not naming names or anything, but that stuff goes on, I promise you. Distributors hold back product. There are retailers who only sell at MSRP publicly, and then they dump stuff off privately at full market. So it just gets weird when you try to police what amount of profit is moral and what amount is immoral when the people involved don't have anything to do with the prices.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's as. I think there is a, not a fine line, but there is a line on what's acceptable and not acceptable.
But like, again, like you know me, 20 grand, was that too much? Was that too little? And you won't hurt my feelings.
No,
Didn't you say,
because
Dan?
with Prismatic, you were selling at market, except for your single packs. You were,
But
priced.
That's what I always do, though.
What?
I'm always priced at market.
I think that's okay. These Milky Bags are not priced at market.
We are like, we're mixing two different conversations in together. I think same thing. Like, people know, and like, you can literally watch Goated Pool's videos. You can see, if you cared enough to, you could see what he paid for most of the cards. He probably doesn't film every buy that he's ever made, but like, you can see his buying process. He pays like 90%. He pays 90% because he probably sells at 150% or something. I haven't done the math on it. I don't care to. But like, when people see the whole process, it is it's wild to say that anyone's a victim there. Are there other cheaper options? Yes. But so is there. The Turning Stone bar, the Turning Stone Club is not a monster for selling a $100 bottle of liquor, table service, selling that for $800. If people choose to pay that, they choose to pay that. That just is what it is. Like, there are better establishments, there are cheaper, better options, but adults can go where they want to. Maybe people really hate me for some reason, and maybe people really love Nick. Maybe people really love Goated. Maybe people really love Brian, Danny Phantom. You can choose to do business with whomever you want to, as long as people aren't lying, cheating, stealing. And if someone's saying they're selling everything at MSRP and then they're selling some stuff for market out the side, that is lying and that is cheating. That is getting, that's like virtue signaling. That's saying that you're so high morals, you're so upstanding that you're doing this thing that others aren't doing while you're simultaneously doing the thing that you're talking down on. That's like the worst case scenario. And similar for Goated, I don't think this is the case, but like, if he's saying you just hit a $300 slab and it's a $30 slab, that's lying, cheating, stealing. That is always bad. So to me, openness, honest transparency. Nick, if you and I are in a room and I have a $50 bill and you have a $20 bill, and I decide for some reason to trade that with you, I'm making a dumb decision in a lot of ways. But like, if I'm an adult that decides to do that, maybe the serial number on the 20 has my favorite number in it. Maybe it's something cool. Like, I'm an adult making an adult decision. It's just weird to police that, in my opinion.
I don't know. I still think, so I still think we have a responsibility towards these people to help them in a way where they're not completely getting scammed. Because they're, for the most part, people who are in live streams are casual collectors or people who are newly into Pokemon. They don't know all the nuances, and that they're not good with pricing, looking stuff up on eBay, whatever the case may be. I don't think it's tough luck, I'm gonna make as much money as I can off of you.
You should have a YouTube channel then where you educate people. Nick, if you were a more moral person, you would have a YouTube channel where you educated people on how to be more like rational buyers and how to find the best value and not go to the Turning Stone Casinos Club and go to that dive bar down the road that has great chicken wings. Like, right? You went there with me. I am having a good time. I'm not paying attention to chat very much. I feel like there's been times that I've been in spirited discussions on live streams with people, and then people are like, I can't believe Dan and Nick are fighting. Are Dan and Nick going to break up after this? I don't think remotely Nick
And
feels
the
that way either.
Clips.
I don't mean to speak for you, but like this is genuinely the best conversations. When people have a distinctly different thing, it's not black and white, there's shades of gray, and we're just like talking out our differences of opinion around something. I think this is the best kind of conversation you can have.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
And Walrus says difference in wanting returning buyers versus buyers. Danny Phantom I did watch that one video. He made a fantastic video. All the people that cry MSRP, 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 they don't want to pay MSRP. They want to pay below market. And the second that market goes under MSRP, the second that P Football Pete becomes cheaper than you by $1, by $5, by $10, they are gone. They will cry, they will beg, they will grovel, they will be victims of everything until someone sells for them at MSRP when market's higher. But then they're gone. They might be gone from the hobby entirely. Or if they're not gone from the hobby entirely, they're going to Safari Zone. They're going to P Football Pete. They're not going to be buying from Danny Phantom at 110, 120. And yeah, I don't know. When people say that you can't make analogies, it's so dumb. I know that alcohol at the bar versus alcohol at home is not the same as I know that an IPA is not a Pokemon card. I know that. But like the analogy makes sense. The analogy is not one-to-one. It's not perfect. It's like when these people say, don't compare Vivid Voltage to Surging Sparks. Venn diagrams exist. Surging Sparks, Vivid Voltage, some amount of overlap in the middle of the Venn diagram. Back in 3rd grade when you did Venn diagrams, they both have Pikachu on the ETB. When people say that you can't compare things that aren't one-to-one the same exact thing, that is so dumb. That is so dumb. That always drives me nuts.
Hey, I liked your bar staying at home analogy.
It's like, yeah, there's probably better analogies. I don't think I'm the best with words. I don't think I'm the best at drawing comparisons, drawing analogies. But that's a pretty good one. Nick is literally making the statement that like there are better options out there. Like you don't inherently have an issue with mystery slab bags. You just think that goated pulls makes like too much of a margin. You think that, and
yeah.
Why not? Like, here's a good question to just break it down this way. Like, why don't you make a competing item that provides better value? Because Danny Phantom, he saw, and I don't know if it was PokeRev packs, PokeChloe packs. I've never done the math on it. I don't care. I think for one video, I did actually do the math on PokeRev packs just to make a video out of it. But Danny Phantom made his own that had better value, and he sells out like crazy. I think some people actually buy fanny packs and then scalp them onto eBay, which is kind of hilarious. Because like the whole idea behind them. So like, why haven't you made one? So 2 questions for you, Nick. What would your Milky bags be called? I've already got dibs on meaty bags. Shout out to Grimer. What would yours be called? And then why aren't you making them?
I don't like the idea of mystery boxes. What would they be called? I'd have to think about that one. I don't know. It had to be something with Squirtle.
Oh no.
Squirtle Squad something. Squirtle Squad. I don't know. But yeah, no, eBay, when was this? Maybe a few months ago now. They're allowing with some decent squirt bags.
There would be so much meme potential with like when you're bringing out the new batch of squirt bags. There's a lot of meme potential there. I don't even want to go down that road.
I like Grivers. I hate to say it. Squirt sacks.
Nick's unloading more of his squirt sacks on you. Oh God. Whap bags. Oh my God.
But no, eBay a couple months ago started allowing mystery auctions. And there are some pretty good rules in there that you have to follow. And so I was thinking about doing that if it kind of caught on more and more sellers started doing it. But right now there's not many sellers on eBay doing that, which I'd rather have that be the case. So right now on eBay anyway, there's not a huge need for it. When there becomes a huge need for it and people want it and start asking for it and talking about how they're buying mystery bags off of some other seller and when are you going to
Then
do
we're bringing out the
yours,
squirt sacks.
then I'll bust them out. Yes.
Well, what happens if a little known seller on Fanatics Live called KetchumAllCollectibles? What happens when he comes over to eBay Live with his meaty bags and they're a big hit and now you're late to the game? Now your squirt sacks are trying to compete with the established meaty bags.
Then I come out with my better squirt sacks and take control of the market. But no, I've never liked the idea of mystery bags. I've always just liked buy a card that you like and not the whole gambling aspect.
That's what I like more too. As I was saying earlier about the mystery packs, but like the thing that drives me crazy, it would be a fascinating experiment to do. If you had a fresh eBay account and you listed 5,000 cards at market price, low list, last sold, whatever. If you listed 5,000 individual cards at market price in a week, in this market, you might sell 1,000, 2,000 of them. You might sell a decent chunk because we're booming right now. If you marketed it correctly, you would sell 5,000 mystery packs. If you partnered up with PokeRev, and instead of selling them at market price, if you partnered up with PokeRev and you branded it properly, and you would sell those 5,000 slabs in 2 hours at 25% premium to market. Like there is a demand for that. There are people that won't buy this slab. If you put this slab on eBay low list, they will never search this. They will never buy that. Same goes for tens of thousands of slabs. But the second that you put this into a 50 MSRP $100 mystery bag, people will open this and they'll be like, wow, that's cool. That's nice. Like, I'm happy with my purchase. I used to do it on eBay. I had a $19.99 listing on eBay for a mystery slab. Anything I would have priced between 15 and 25, I put in there. I delisted 500 listings and I put 500 quantity in this listing. And the amount of sales that I got in addition to having all that additional work, like there's a demand for it that dwarves what the demand is for actual single slabs. It's crazy. Like a lot of people, I go watch my YouTube backlog. Money allergies. Dr. Dan was soothing people's money allergies with the mystery products because there's genuinely orders of magnitude higher demand for that kind of product.
Yeah.
Do this again, but compare Pokemon to smoked meats. I don't follow the bar comparison. I can go down to Walmart right now. I can go down to their fantastic meat section at Walmart. I can buy an entire brisket for like 80 or $100, and I can make a fantastic brisket on my smoker. Or I could fly to Dallas. I could go to Goldie's Barbecue, and I could pay like $50 a pound for brisket or $80 a whatever it is. I could pay hundreds of dollars to eat like a barbecue meal there, and it probably is better in some ways. And I'm gonna wait in a 4-hour, 5-hour line there. I actually went the other day with my dad to Dinosaurs Barbecue in Syracuse. Shout out to upstate Central New York. If anyone's around, you probably know Dinosaurs Barbecue. Very, very good. A fraction of the cost of a lot of those Dallas things, a lot less weight. And I think they're doing barbecue right there. But anyways, I can't promise that I'm going to go back and make it to every question. I will try. But am I still Dan in the smoked meat scenario? I've tried my local butchers. I've tried supporting. I pass only one butcher on the way when I go to Walmart. And their prices are terrible. Their selection is terrible. Literally, the brisket, it's the same packaging facility from Walmart. It's just $4 a pound more. Like I can't do it. I can't go there. I would if I could, but I don't have an option. How much is it? This is the Japanese one. This is not $300. I don't know what this is. Do you know how much this card is?
I have no idea. I'm
gonna look it up right now.
Take a wild guess and say like 40, 30.
I would have guessed 50. Alt is not opening for me, and I hate using eBay to comp stuff. I'm gonna look up very quickly what it is. No way. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, this is Wild Force. I saw one listed for $300.
Yeah, the English one's expensive.
No, someone has the Japanese one listed for $300, hoping that someone just buys it accidentally. I guess
That's probably what it is.
it's $40 to $50. It's about $50. The Wild Force one. So yeah. Anyways, I think that was a lively conversation. I think that was a fun one.
I think so.
Let me scroll back and make sure. Let me get. I started like 8 questions, so I have other ones to cover. Cashmere Fire says, if an 8 is the same price as the raw, would you rather try to sell the 8 or just crack it? I'd probably crack it. I'd probably crack it and sell it on TCGplayer near mint. And right now in the boom that we're in, a TCG, someone actually did that. Someone actually bought. I remember someone bought from James at ZNG Emporium. They bought like a $1,200, or maybe I think someone saw a $1,200 sale for a PSA 8 Moonbryon on ZNG, and then someone else had one in the Discord. Instead of selling it on eBay for $1,200-$1,300, they cracked it and they sold it near mint, which is perfectly fair and fine because a PSA 8 is a near mint card. And they sold it for $1,500 or $1,600 within like minutes or hours on TCGplayer. So like generally, I would probably crack and sell it raw because you're saying the same price, but like the liquidity of a card on TCGplayer near mint, depending on the card, is probably higher than a PSA 8 card on eBay.
Yeah.
Here's a good one from UAP quite some time ago. At what point in your business venture would you hire someone to run your Instagram profiles? And if so, how would you go about increasing reach via social platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and such? Does Walrus do any of that for you, or is that all you?
Not really. He'll like make banners and thumbnails and stuff like that I'll use.
Give Instagram to Walrus. He's funnier than you. Give it to him.
Wow. Yeah, no, I do not think I'm even remotely close to being there yet. So I would say it's not worth it right now. I just don't see the benefit. I do want to grow on Instagram and kind of get a bigger following, so that way I could advertise lives more. Because I do think Instagram's a really good way to advertise like special events, stuff like that. But eBay itself has really, really good marketing for the lives. So I don't know. I think it's different if like you're trying to like do your own website, or I think like for you doing consignments on Fanatics. I noticed you've been posting more on Instagram, which I think is good. But I think for people like you and Z&G Emporium, if you have your own website, I think it's a lot more important than someone like me who's just on eBay. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever hire someone for Instagram.
I don't think I will either. And I'm probably not being smart with that. I've actually been teaming up with Fanatics themselves. So I'm not making the posts, but like because I'm a dealer on Fanatics Collect, because I'm a big TCG seller on Fanatics Live, they've told me like, hey, send us clips. That awkward one with me standing back here with the base set box.
Yes.
and they just did one with PK pulling the Blastoise. They did one with Ponga pulling the God Pack. That's not someone running my Instagram, but that's someone like making content that they're sharing, tagging me. That's getting the benefit without having the cost associated with it, right? But if I were smarter, I would probably think more seriously about hiring someone to do it. James gets really solid engagement with all of his Instagram posts. He does a great job with it. I'm trying to be better with it. I'm being consistent. And Yeah, as of right now, I think I have the time to do it. If I were smarter, I would probably pay someone who would do it better, more consistently. I just that doesn't feel like it's my lowest hanging fruit right now. Every day I wake up, I have a long list of tasks to do, and hiring someone to do my Instagram or hiring an editor for YouTube, those things are just so far down the list. Maybe because I'm putting them in the wrong place, but like that's just stating fact where they are right now for me. Spat said that I had multiple people saying like you have to read the chat that you were missing. I'm gonna do my best. I need to find questions. I need to take questions, answer questions, but we have to address it. We've been dodging it for quite some time now. I've seen the questions pouring in since 12:15. Are we going to address the rapid decline of this pod? Can't even nail down guests now. And then Grimer said no guest again in a boom. What are we doing? I will say that I asked my I asked one of my independent contractors to be the guest today, and he's like, "No, Dan, Fanatics live calls." So PK turned us down. We got shunned by my own streamer, and in the time that we've been talking, hanging out, making no money, getting riled up and rowdy, PK sold $2,700 in the past 2 hours and 50 minutes. So I can't say he made the wrong decision, but at some point we will return to guests. But this episode, I need to leave early. And I hate having to leave early when we have guests. I hate shifting our times when we have guests because of me or because of Nick. And last episode, I had to leave early because I had to go to Connecticut. I had to go to PK. So part of it's been like us with travel. Part of it's been we've asked a couple of people and timing hasn't worked. Like we've been pinging a couple of people, but we're not ending guests altogether. We will have them more in the future. It might just not be as consistent as it has been. We'll see though. Let's see. Lots of questions that were mostly meme ones and not entirely relevant. Here's a good one though. So Nostalgic Collectibles asked some time ago, have you guys ever thought about dipping your toes outside of Pokemon for your business, i.e. One Piece, MTG, G.I. Joe, etc.?
G.I. Joe. I've thought about it. I've done a little bit of it with Lorcana. Will it ever become something that like is a solid like secondary source of income outside of Pokemon? I don't think so. Pokemon just there's so much in Pokemon. I don't think I'll ever be able to do another TCG as in depth. I don't know how game stores do it, where they have like Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all the like TCGs. I don't know how they have the time to keep up with everything.
Imagine the release schedule from the distributors. Like
yeah,
I can barely keep up with Pokemon. But Pokemon is like 5-6 sets a year, and then you've got the ancillary products. It feels like I'm talking to my distributors like every week, every other week.
Yeah,
you'd be literally talking to them every day if you were doing the board games and every TCG and some of the sports cards. Like I that sounds terrible to me. But that said, there could be a day that something else was added. It wouldn't be One Piece. I don't have any connection. I don't have any history. I don't have any nostalgia. I buy a little One Piece from my distributor because it's there, because it's been free tendies. The second it stops becoming free tendies, I'll stop buying it. If it's always free tendies, like theoretically, I guess I could add One Piece or something of that because I do have access to it. But the most likely thing that I'd ever add would be Metazoo. Like if and when there's an opportunity that I think I could make reasonable money doing that. But like I used to be a partner. I used to buy stuff for 40% of MSRP. I don't think that's going to be a thing. I think the way that Charlie, GQL are doing it, I don't think 40% of MSRP partnership is going to be a thing. I think it's going to be a more standardized distribution model. Remains to be seen. Coming out March 28th for the new base set. But I'm paying attention to what they say and what it's going to be. I'm excited to learn what it's going to be. And if it was right, I'd do it. It likely won't be, though. I'm leaning towards the risk won't be worth it. How known and good Pokemon is to me right now, it's probably not worth taking a leap towards that.
You're not gonna stock Metazoo, assuming like one of your distros has it. You're not able to get it for partner. You have to get it for whatever the cost is. You're not gonna stock it for Fanatics.
What I did made sense. I was buying boxes. What was it? Was it 56? Let me just verify. Yeah, I was buying boxes for 56 a box. Distribution was 75. So like I did the math on my I math broke for singles mostly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have made money. I wouldn't have made enough money to make it make sense if I was paying 20 more a box. So, and that was crazy. Like native was stupid because I got a pallet of native when everyone else's was late. Like I just got so lucky with native, being completely honest. So like I've done the math, I've run the numbers. If P Football Pete has it, if I'm buying it for the same, if P Football Pete's paying 70, I'm probably paying 80. The math won't work. Like if Metazoo is a hit, if Metazoo works, it only worked because Metazoo was like fairly small, and I was one of few people getting it at 40% of MSRP when most people were getting it 65 to 70% MSRP. So in this future scenario, like if what I want to have happen happens, like I want Metazoo to succeed. If it succeeds and I don't have that advantage of having partner access at a 20% discount, I won't be able to make it make sense because Pokemon is too liquid, Pokemon is too good, and adding that additional SKU, adding all those additional things to stock, it just likely won't make sense from like a dollars and cents perspective. So I'll probably buy some as like a collector. I'll probably engage with it some, maybe as a speculator, investor, whatever, set some back. But I'm leaning towards if there's not a partner program, I'm probably not going to. And this is a consistent message from what I said a year ago. A year ago, I made a Metazoo video saying, like, if there's no partner program and I don't have a good advantage for it, it probably won't make sense for me to do.
That's wild to me. I think it would do well for you on. Well, I don't know. I think it would do well for you to hop on like a Fanatic stream and do a Metazoo opening. I think you would tune in for that for sure.
I'll give it a shot, but I just feel less. I worry. One, I worry that like it's gonna stonk out of the gate and it's gonna do crazy things and people are gonna be calling scalpers and this and that, and I'm just not sure it's worth adding an additional layer of like the whole think of the children drama, blah blah blah. But who knows? I have my eyes on it. I'm gonna be paying attention, and if it makes sense, I will be doing it. Pokemon right now though is crushing relentlessly. So I'm just not sure it's worth the added distraction going into it like too strongly. But we'll see. 6 to 8 weeks from now, only a few Pokeflips episodes, it will be coming out. So hopefully a lot of information should be coming soon, right? Like if it's releasing on March 28th, one would think that distribution will be ironed out. Pre-orders will be going in soon. I don't know when though.
Yeah, I asked again. When I talked to one of mine, and he said he hadn't heard anything. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna get it.
Are you gonna touch it? I know you had like one of every box art. You were collecting a little bit with it. Are you gonna look at it at all or?
Yeah, I would have. I would have definitely done a little bit with it. Probably had them like available for the lives to open. Yeah, no, it does. I haven't been following it too much, but it is going to be interesting.
Walrus says Nick wants Dan to fail, suggesting Metazoo. What was the that actually reminds me. You did was it Cryptic or was it one of the other ones?
Yes, I did, and those boxes are still sitting somewhere.
Are they worth anything? What happened to that?
I have no idea. Well, the lives happened. I wanted to buy the boxes, open them, sell the singles, all that stuff. And then eBay Live happened, and boxes are sitting. I think they're back in Massachusetts in my storage unit. So yeah, nothing happened with that.
Eric Drinks Water wants to know, do either of you have any idea how TCGplayer metrics works? I find it so odd that you can sort by best selling and find weekly quantity sold at like 3. I have no idea. TCGplayer is an enigma to me. They have so many things that they do so strangely. It is a platform that moves tons of product, but the fact that they're like not taking on new reseller certificates for people's sales tax exemptions, the way that they deal with sales tax exemption as a buyer, they just have so many things to me that are like, how is this a thing? What are they doing? They're
Did you see I don't know when this started. It's probably been around for a couple of weeks that I've noticed. You can actually search by number now, like card number. Makes it so much nicer.
Yeah.
That was a nice upgrade.
There's no way I'm gonna catch up with all that backlog of chat. One thing Retro said, well, I need to shout this one out because it was a super chat. Spats Card says, how do you sleep at night, Dan? So I'm one who sleeps. I sleep on my back. You've got some side sleepers. Some people curl up into a ball. I sleep best on my back and one pillow. I don't like my head too elevated. My wife sleeps with 2. And I sleep like a baby. I'm a heavy sleeper. I sleep like a baby.
I don't know how sleeping on your back is so uncomfortable. I don't know how people do that. You gotta sleep on your side. You're crazy.
It's weird because like I know this was a meme. I'm answering it in a meme way. I know. I start like it's more comfortable to lay on your side. I agree, but I can't fall asleep that way. I'll lay on my side for a bit, and it's like, ooh, this is cozy, this is nice. And then when I'm ready to actually fall asleep, I lay on my back, and I'm out pretty quick. I'm a heavy sleeper. I'm a good sleeper. This was a long time ago, but Walrus said, do you know how you titled this Q&A? Not many questions so far. Oh, look. Spat actually asked it. Spat asked the question for free, and I didn't get to it quick enough. So then he paid $1.99 to ask it, and I still didn't get to it very quickly.
Man.
Oh, sorry, Spat. I actually noticed to our earlier super chat, he asked the question like 3 times, and I just didn't get to it. And then he paid for it. I apologize. We do try to get to all of them, but pay to play that does have some advantages. So we answered that one. Here's a big one from Retro. When it was all hot and heavy, the reason people don't like to compare Pokemon to alcohol is because they don't like the realization that gambling addiction, like alcoholism, is very, very real. That's like a massive.
That's deep
like
one, Retro.
Dropping the mic. He's dropping a bomb in here. Like that's part of it. That is genuinely part of it. And I would have a lot harder time owning and operating a bar than owning and operating a rip and ship stream. Like I'm not like a big bar guy. I go out to a bar maybe every other month or so on average. I'll meet up with a friend. I'll go for my fantasy football draft. We do at a bar sometimes. We do end of the year party. But there are like sad stories at bars. There are like I know people who own bars and the regulars that you always have to take the keys from, this and that. And like I would have a hard time owning a bar and just like constantly serving the same people to that level. And it's like they're adults making the adult decisions. But to some extent, you're more separated from it because there's a screen. I'm looking at a camera right now. I'm not looking at the 64 people watching. And like PK's live right now. He's not looking at the 40 people watching right now. But to some extent, some of the same things happen there. Not the whole drinking and driving, that whole unsafe aspect that is yucky and gross and bad too. But the overspending, the addiction, people like destroying their household finances. People laughed about it. It was kind of a meme when it went around. But did you see the TikTok where someone was like, we got to pay for the car. You got this much money in Pokemon cards. And there was the Dave Ramsey. There was a Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
Like people joking about it, people laughing about it.
Debt.
This is some people's realities. Like some families are torn apart by the addiction of gambling interacting in our space. We joke about it, we laugh about it, we meme about it. but it is like actually sad and bad. And I hope, and I constantly say on my live stream or on my channel, on my live streams, all the buckets, no debt, don't pay with credit cards. Like I hope my buyers are listening. I hope my buyers have all their ducks in a row financially, but like I can't police it. At a bar, it's easier. And I've been at bars where I've been uncomfortable. I've been uncomfortable sitting at a bar. I know that I have a DD and I see someone across the way, shot, walk out the door. They're alone. They get in some kind of a vehicle and then they go. Like, I couldn't do that. It's, I mean, it's actually illegal too. But if you've been out in bars many times, you've probably seen things that aren't great. And I could never own a bar. But yeah. Retro turning us real dark there for a minute, and I'm running right along with it. Any commentary, or do you want to find something more bright and not so gloomy?
Yeah, we could move on. We could move on. Brighten things up for the last half hour.
Yeah. Let's try to turn over a new leaf. I'm back in the squirt sacks. I'm gonna try to find jazz bags, boom bags, squirt sacks. We're still trying to figure out the branding. I think squirt sacks is it though. I think
sacks.
I think squirt sacks is it. If you're gonna call them, please call them shopping carts. I like what you're trying there, but I don't think it fits. I don't think it works that well. Nick's first mixtape gonna be called D-Gen with a heart. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. So 1:30 is where I made it back to. I'm going to jump back to the live chat to try to find a question.
Man. Well, here, while you're looking for something, I'll be right back.
Okay. Pokin Fun said, I walked into a huge Sam's Club's Paldean Fates bundles restocked today. Spent way too much. Pokin Fun. Think of the children. How could you? How could you? Jazz bags with the intro saxophone swirl that he has. That fits. That fits the branding. Bars out where I'm at are so dark outside of ski season. I imagine upstate New York is similar outside of college towns. Yeah, for sure. There are a lot of college towns around me. And if you go over the summer to one of those bars, it's very different from if you go during the semesters. Dan taking getting called a gambling and alcohol addict pretty well. I really like gambling. I like gambling more than I like alcohol. If I had to drop one of them, I would drop alcohol before I drop gambling. It enhances my entertainment, watching football, watching hockey, watching whatever I'm watching. But I do like both of them. I do them in moderation. I set limits. They don't ruin my finances, but they do to a lot of people, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Holy crap, he really is a robot back sleeper. And see, I'm efficient, logical. Like sleeping on back, I believe, is the optimal way. That's what you're supposed to do for all that stuff. Here we go. Ponga says he wants to be a Metazoo only streamer. So if that's Ponga's dream,
that's basically him giving his resignation right there.
I don't think we could do $1,000 an hour on a Friday at 11 a.m. like we're doing with. I mean, we'll talk, Ponga. We'll talk. The hourly wage might be an order of magnitude lower, but I could probably pay you something.
Probably pay you something.
I think, okay, here we go. Question, eBay Fanatics Live probably isn't going anywhere, but what's your backup plan if it did? Really good question. Galaxy Card Shop. If you want to start, Nick, I'm gonna dig back through the backlog and see if I can pull out more questions from all the memes.
Find a bridge and jump.
Oh God, that is dark. I hope eBay Live lasts really now, for real.
No, honestly, it would just be going back to normal eBay. Get back into singles. Get back into just buy it now. I think it would be a lot tougher. It wouldn't be as much fun. But I think it would be okay. So yeah, I would just get back to eBay. Let's buy it now. Probably do more regular auctions.
Yeah, so if Fanatics Live went away, I'm already in eBay Live, as long as they haven't rescinded that from me. Hopefully they haven't. I would quickly try to pick, like, if tomorrow, boom, Fanatics just shut down Live, I would call up Pong and PK. We'd have a little meeting. We'd do a quick training session, and PK would probably be live on eBay Live tomorrow. Like literally the same day, we would pivot into eBay Live and try that out. If both of them went away, would I do a drastic quick pivot right into whatnot? I'd probably have to some extent, because PK just quit his job. So I have some amount of a responsibility towards trying to make the live streaming be a thing, so that he's not crawling back to his former employer. But I also do the consignments. I also do a little bit of buying and selling myself. I do some crazy big flip plays like this one that I'm always talking about lately. I just threw a BGS 10 slab, luckily into something soft. But I threw it into like a pile of like notepads I have over here next to my bookshelf. So luckily no cracks. Yeah, the chat was wiling. I really wish I caught more of that, but I think we had a good conversation either way. We had Fat Belly saying, I'd rather buy a milky bag than overpriced prismatic. Both are a scam, IMO. Like, it's just, we don't need to rehash the whole thing. But if something is more expensive than you're willing to pay, don't buy it. Like, that is a perfectly, entirely rational, reasonable thing. To me, every slab I own, I ranted about it. If you didn't catch my rant last night, I think every slab is overvalued. I think people way too strongly overvalue the opinion of the third-party graders. 2.5 hour rant for you last night on my live stream if you want to catch that. But, like, to be fair, I cried about it for 2.5 hours last night. But I'm not constantly crying, like, think of the children. Why are these selling for $700? Why are they not some arbitrary number that I make up? Why are these not $200? That's more fair. The children can get them if they're $200, but they shouldn't be $700. Dan, you and John paid $48,000 for that case of gray felt hat. You and, like, should we not make 40 grand on the play? Should we, like, I haven't made the video yet. I haven't run all the numbers yet, but John and I'm going to do a little bit of a spoiler. I just paid John. I just wired ACH John $18,000 the other day. Where John and I stand on the gray felt hat play, John is $10,000 in the profit. Dan, myself, is $10,000 in the profit. We are 20 grand in the profit on a $48,000 case. And we still have, how many do we have unaccounted for? We have 175 gray felt hats to go.
Jesus.
Is that immoral of us? Is that wrong of us? Like, the way I see Prismatic is the same way I see this. John and I, if the market was different, we might have sold 225 and we might have 10 grand to go. We might have 15 grand to go if the market turned the other way on us. Like, how do you call that immoral? We bought it. We're grading them. We're auctioning. We're buy it nowing. People are choosing to buy it. We're not dictating the prices. Like, yes, I'm setting the buy it now price in some instances, but more of these have been auctions than anything. A couple Instagram posts, couple people. Like, are we evil? Like, we might make 30 grand each on that case. At some point, I'm going to figure out the number. I'll make a video. Is that immoral? Is that wrong? Like, we didn't do that. A lot of that was luck. Some amount of it was skill. My pre-grading is pretty solid. I got pretty high 10 rates. All the ones that were grading misses, I sold them to people that happily bought them as grading misses. I told them, like, I looked over these. I did not, like, I wanted to buy a sealed case so that I got ones that weren't looked over. It's just so weird how, like, oh, and some people, if you have the take that that's wrong, what are we even talking about? Like, I think you're calling yourself out as just being insane if you say that that's immoral. But because there's no MSRP there. There's no MSRP. There's no fair price. But if you take the emotion out of it, if you take the arbitrariness out of it, Prismatic Evolutions is the same thing. Surging Sparks is the same thing. Journey Together is the same thing. Like maybe if Danny Phantom, maybe if Pokemon, maybe if they graded cards, they would be more moral, and they would say like, these cards are $700. Think of the children. That's too much. I'm gonna sell them for $500. When John and I made this play, we had a spreadsheet. We did the numbers. We expected to sell our PSA 10s at $300 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
We're selling for $700 now. Is that wrong? We didn't set that price. MSRP is quite arbitrary. 300 is arbitrary. 700 is arbitrary. What makes it not arbitrary, though, is it is the market price. It is what the market has determined. Not just me and John. We're two people. We're just two dudes. We're just two dudes YOLOing $48,000 deals together. The market is hundreds of thousands, millions of people. The market, what they think means more than what we think. So like, this is, okay, people wanted an analogy. They didn't like the alcohol analogy. They didn't like the smoked meat analogy. Here's your analogy. Am I immoral for selling these at 700 when they were 300 when I started? What would, Brian, if you're watching, I know Brian watches some of my content, Pokemon, you're selling Prismatic at MSRP. That's great. Journey Together, you're selling. That's great. If you ever venture into graded cards, which I think he mentioned, I think he's thinking about doing it some, would you sell for significantly less than market because it's more moral to do, because it's the right thing to do? And Nick, I'm going to pose it to you because you're here. I'm sorry that you're the one who has to take this on your shoulders. But like, is that not an amazing analogy? It's not my fault market went to 700. It's not my fault Prismatic is 120 in ETB. I'm just selling for market. If it was 300, I would be selling all these if it was 300. If Prismatic was 60, 70, I would sell for that. I didn't set the price.
You know, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I don't think there's an argument to sell for cheaper on stuff like that.
So why is there on Prismatic? Why is there on these other things? Entitlement. No. It's the same thing. No. It's a limited resource.
It's not the same thing. It's
the same thing. It's a limited resource. Supply and demand.
That is not the same thing.
Is.
No.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
You sold Prismatic at 10 when you could have sold it at 14 because you think like, oh, I'm making enough money. I would make enough money. I would make a lot of money selling these at 400. I would make a lot of money selling these at 500. I'm making stupid money selling them at 700. But I don't set the prices. I am being morally, logically consistent. You guys are being inconsistent. If you, Nick, if you did this, what would you be selling these for right now? Would you sell them for market?
Yeah, that's you're being close to the same thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it's a limited. It's a limited luxury good.
Apples
no one
and
needs.
Oranges.
Why?
I do not see that as the same as selling something.
Why though?
Because you're not getting it.
You're struggling, Nick. You're struggling.
You didn't get those through distro for a massive discount already. You paid over market on those cards.
A lot of my Prismatic I paid over market cards. A lot of my Prismatic I bought at market as well, at some percentage of market.
Yeah, some percentage of market.
I bought these at some percentage of market. It just so happened to be 110% of market instead of 85% of market.
So that's why it's different.
It is an analogy. I was asked to make an analogy in cards. I found
that's a weak analogy. That's a weak analogy.
I'm gonna make a hold on. How do I do it? I'm gonna try to make a poll in chat. Who wins? We're gonna put it to a vote. Let me get the chat open. But I was asked to make an analogy in cards. I think that is a perfect analogy. Some people will say, no, the analogy is not good because MSRP exists and MSRP is arbitrary. People only care about MSRP when it is below market, people stop. MSRP is not mentioned for years at a time. When it's years at a time, I was in the hobby from 2014 to 2019. How often was MSRP talked about? That arbitrary number that was $140 a box. Nobody talked about it. Nobody talked about it at all. There will be multi-year periods again where nobody talks about MSRP. It's just a thing now because of entitlement. It's just a thing now. How do I run a poll? Here we go. Start a poll. So who wins debate? Dan or Nick?
Now I gotta pull the stream up on my phone so I can see the poll and vote.
So you can vote. Who wins the debate? Dan or Nick? Vote. Can I not? Okay, I voted. I voted for me. 100% is me currently. I'm the only vote in there. Let's put it to a debate. Let's see if people are right or wrong. It's 50-50 right now.
Oh boy.
This is not an opinion. There is a right answer. There is a wrong answer. So they will be graded. Nick is winning. Nick is winning right now, 56%.
Yes.
This is hilarious. So, okay, hold on. So if you guys are being if Nick is winning, that means in my opinion, it means that you guys would sell these for less than market price out of the kindness of your heart.
No, that's not what
the
poll is, whether this is a good analogy or a stupid one. Isn't it? What is this poll for?
I don't know what the poll is for. I don't know what the poll is for, but we're having fun. We're 50-50. We're 50-50. But so we'll do a separate poll next. We're functionally asking the same thing. So essentially, if you're voting Dan, you're saying that like selling prismatic at market is fine. Selling gray felt hats at market is fine. If you're voting Nick, you're saying I'm an entitled victim and I deserve prismatic at MSRP arbitrarily, even though that never matters most of the time. And I guarantee you there's at least one person out there watching right now that thinks that I should sell these at 300 because there's probably almost
a single person who would think that.
There are people that are that entitled.
Not.
There are people that are that entitled, that ridiculous. There are people.
There's nobody out there that's thinking that. It's different with
Nick,
different.
You
never got that, and you paid over market for that. It's not the same as getting the latest set through distro.
When I make a video on this, my video will get a couple thousand views. I guarantee you I'll get at least one comment of somebody saying like, how disgusting. Dan and John made $40,000 each. They tripled their money. That's gross. Capitalism, yucky. Communism, hold hands, kumbaya. Everyone should get one. Someone will have that opinion out of 2,000 people watching. I guarantee it.
Now that you say it, someone's going to comment that.
For the memes. Oh, God. Do I care about my customers? Yes. Alex says, do you care about your customers? If you watch my channel, I literally tell people to not buy Pokemon cards if they can't afford it. If you might not make rent next month, please don't go tune into PK. Please don't go tune into Ponga. Don't buy my stuff ever, anywhere, if you don't have the money to do it. If your home is financially insecure, do not buy my Pokemon cards. I made a box break video 2 years ago showing, hey guys, I have heavy fossil packs. Hey guys, I have heavy jungle packs. You have a 95% chance of losing money. If you want to buy them, they're here. Like, I am open, honest, transparent. And if people choose to buy, that's perfectly fine. But I overwhelmingly, I tell people not to buy my stuff because I think the majority of customers like probably shouldn't be spending as much as they are, frankly, being like talking to my own detriment, what I've always done. I care about them. I want them to have good finances. I want them to have fun in the space. If they can't do that with me, go to whoever. Go to whoever you have fun with. Like don't watch my content if you don't enjoy it. Don't buy from me if you don't enjoy it. Don't get something out of it. And that's always what I'm saying. That's a consistent message I've had for 4 years on YouTube, 10 years in the space. Like I've been consistent in that forever.
Mm-hmm.
Alex is a hobby hero. Y'all need to chill. but like Alex, I ask you. like, are you squeezing as much as you can from them? I send them to Fanatics and I auction them for $1. If they end at $1, I'll sell them for $1. If they end at $700, I'll sell them for $700. Like, I literally am not dictating the prices on these things. Alex, how moral you are. If you bought these for $48,000 and you planned on making 5 or 10 grand on the whole play at a $300 PSA 10 price, would you sell them all for $300? Would you do some kind of a limit one per person? Would you do some kind of, like, this is such a good analogy. I can't believe it's 50-50 right now.
I can't believe you think it's a good, it's not.
It's a perfect analogy. Like the 50% of people who think it's not.
Terrible analogy.
Entitlement. Entitled victims out there. The 50% of people who think that, like, MSRP, this arbitrary number that doesn't mean anything for 8 years in a row, and then suddenly a pandemic happens, everyone comes in and they're and 6 months ago MSRP didn't mean a thing. 6 months ago every set was available. People only cry. Like, Alex, Nostalgianomics was just talking about this recently. People are crying today for the past 6 weeks, for the past 2 months since surging. But surging was available when it released for sub MSRP. They're crying now because it's $240. They're crying because Prismatic's $100. 6 months ago, where were you? Every Scarlet Violet box was sub 110, sub 100, most of them. It's like people are just so entitled little babies. The red lights are coming through. The red lights are still getting me. It's so crazy. How am I straw manning, Java? Java, let's go on a live stream together. If you want to do it on my channel, I would have you on. If you want to do it on your channel, how am I straw manning? It is analogous. It is analogous. Like, how is it not? Prismatic right now is a limited luxury item that nobody needs. Nobody needs Prismatic. People want it. Alex made a good analogy too. I'm gonna borrow Alex Nostalgianomics thing. The Super Bowl. I'm a football fan. I'm not the biggest fan, but there are some people out there that are the biggest Chiefs fans. They've been a biggest Chiefs fan for the past 50 years, 60 years. They probably don't have the money to pay 5-10 grand for the Super Bowl, but they want to go. They've always went. They were season ticket holders when the team was 2-14, and now they can't go because supply and demand. It's like they feel entitled to going to the game, but supply and demand. There's a fixed amount of the good, and it's so wild to me. It's so wild to me that people think that they deserve to get Prismatic at this arbitrary price. Like, why would that not apply to this? There's only 30,000 PSA 10s. 1 million people want it. Why should they not be entitled to get it for $300, for $400, for some arbitrary number? Like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's not, though. I don't get how that's the same thing.
I'm making an argument, though. Make your argument. Java's saying I'm straw manning. Build the case. Build the case for how it's not a limited luxury good that only so many people can get. I don't determine the print run. I don't determine the population. I don't set the market price. Pokemon determines the print run. Pokemon determines the print run of this. PSA determines how many get 10s. I grade with them. I sell them at the market price. If market price was 100, if I lost 60% of my money, I'd either make a choice. I'd either sell them for a loss, or I'd hang tight, clench, and hope the price comes back up. Like,
but you're talking a one-off promo card compared to an entire regular set. That's the newest, hottest set. I think more people should have access to Prismatic than a gray felt hat Pikachu. Yes.
Well, then Pokemon should have printed more. It's supply and demand. Like,
yes, that Pokemon is part of the problem. Yes, 100%.
So they printed what they printed. You think that everyone should sell at MSRP because it's the moral thing to do, setting an arbitrary. You can make $2,000 an hour, but you can't make $5,000 an hour. And then once it's all sold, there's millions of people who still want it, who don't have it. So then what do you do then?
I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying I think it's better for business that you do. Yes.
You're saying that Nick's position is that all of his buyers are entitled children when he's just choosing to do business in a different way than you. So if people buy from, like, people buying from Nick at 10, I'm saying people that demand it. People that think it's immoral to sell for market. I'm saying and those exist. Java, you know those exist. You know that I'm not generating this argument out of the ethos. I don't think I said every single person who bought from Nick specifically is a victim. If I went that far in the red light phase, I didn't mean to go that far with it. But like anyone who stomps their feet and cries and say, I can't find it for MSRP, I deserve MSRP, that's who I'm talking to. That's what I'm talking about. And the poll's still at 50-50. It hasn't moved in a while, so I'm just going to end it there. We tied. We tied. 42 votes. What are the other 30 people doing? Vote. Make your voice heard. We needed a tiebreaker. We never got one. But anyways, it's like I'm cooking myself right now. I'm so cooked, man. Yeah, I'm super cooked. It blows my mind, but it's what makes it interesting, right? It's what makes it interesting. If you want MSRP packs when market is above MSRP, do not tune in to KetchumAllCollectibles ever. If you want packs at 110% of market, that's what they'll always be. If market's 4 a pack, if market's 40 a pack, I'll be at about 110% of market. Some people sell for 90% of market. Some people sell for 95% of market. Go wherever you want to be. Go to Pulls has got his Milky Bags at whatever percent of market he's got them. If you don't have the money, please don't buy from me. If you don't have the money, please don't buy from anybody. I don't care if they're selling it for if they're selling it for half market, buy from them, scalp it to me, make money, pay off your bills. Or if someone's paying more than me, sell to them instead. Sometimes Alex Nostalgianomics is paying $4.50 a pack when I'm only paying $4. So like sell to whoever's paying the most that you trust, that you know will not scam you. But interesting conversations. I do have to wrap in the next 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know if you have anything else to close out. I will try to watch more comments, but
I do not.
And Alex, that's great. You'll go back to Nick. That's great. Danny Phantom. I think Danny Phantom is one of the best people in the hobby. I go support him, please. Like go buy fanny packs. Go buy his MSRP product. The issue you'll run into, Nick was sold out of Prismatic for weeks after it came out. I wasn't. Cardinal Gaming. We've had the $7 hot dog conversations. He gets hate every time he does a video, and you can see over his shoulder an ETB that's $5 above TCGplayer. He gets hate about it, and he's had the conversation. He's logical, reasonable. He'd rather have product in stock than have everything out of stock. That's the route that I go. But just as Danny Phantom says, some people, maybe Alex is of that 1%, 5% of Danny Phantom's followers that will buy from him when he's 110 and P Football Pete is 90. That will happen again. I promise you, I guarantee in the next 10 years, there will be a set that is $90 shipped on eBay. Send me this clip in 10 years, at me on Instagram, wherever. I guarantee it. I'm not gonna give you exactly what I'm gonna get. I'll apologize for saying I'm wrong, that I was wrong, but I'm confident I won't be. And I'm confident, as Danny Phantom himself was, I'm confident 90% of his buyers will leave him for P Football Pete, for whoever else is cheaper. And you know why? Alex, I have an idea, Alex. I could be wrong. When did you get back into the hobby? I've been back here for 10 years. Danny Phantom longer than that. Nick longer than that. Danny Phantom knows. Nick knows. I know who buys and doesn't buy. I've had listings at $109.99 on eBay when P Football Pete was 90. No one's buying from me.
Yeah, but I think it's also different. Normal eBay, yes, but the live buyers, I think you have a higher likelihood of them buying from you than some other random streamer because you've treated them well over the years.
How long have you been selling on eBay Live now?
We're going to be going on 2 years in May.
If you made YouTube videos, it would actually be interesting to see like your customer retention data. You have it all. You have CSV spreadsheets with all your data. You could actually see like of your first 1,000 customers, how many do you still have? How many come back? And I hope for you that this all works. Like I hope for all the more moral people than me, less evil people than me. I hope for the people that sell MSRP. I hope people say what they'll do what they say they will. But I know most of them won't. Some of them will. Small minority. Same as Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom himself, a person that is way more kind, nice, less evil than me. He knows it himself that most people won't come back. They'll say they will, crying, kicking, screaming on the floor. But a lot of these people have only been in the hobby for a few months, a couple years, and they're going to be gone within 5 years when things are back around. And if they're around, they're going to be buying from Football Pete on eBay for $90. I'm not
convinced. I'm not convinced.
Danny Phantom is convinced. I'm convinced. Not everybody.
I think it's different with the live aspects. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe 2 years from now on PokeFlips, you'll see Dan's live streaming empire in complete shambles, and Nick's will be doing great things. And like that, I will eat my humble pie in that instance. I will say I was wrong. I apologize. Please take me back. But I don't think that's going to be happening. I mean, if and when needed, I will adjust prices as necessary. If and when market tanks 50%, I will be 10% above that new market price. That's I don't know. But like to say I'm squeezing as much as I can from them. No, I'm literally not. So the buy it now is I set the price, but they're choosing to buy it. Am I setting a price to make it so I keep them in stock? Yes, I am setting a price higher than I could. I could pay my bills, making less money, but like I couldn't keep everything in stock, setting a lower price. PK is full time now. PK wants to stream 40 hours a week on camera. To keep him doing that, I need to keep packs in stock. I can't just blow them all out in one stream, have PK have to end the stream 6 hours in and ship a bunch of stuff sealed because he didn't have time to rip it. So like, and then when it comes down to this, like this is probably not commentary towards this because I'm literally not setting the price of this. But like we auction packs too. We auction 36 pack lots of prismatic. After the base set box break, we were actually really close to 50K in sales. So I sold a bunch of prismatic. I sold 100 prismatic packs in an auction, and they went for like $900. And I sold a bunch of prismatic ETBs in auction that went for $90, $80, whatever. But yeah, it's like I set the prices for buy it now, but I don't make people buy it. I don't tell people, and I told specifically, if PK or Ponga ever said, this is plus EV, you're going to make money, if they started doing that scummy, scammy stuff, they would be done streaming for me. I don't condone that. Somebody earlier, they were using names. I don't know about it, so I don't want to share. They were using name of some of the big eBay live sellers, shaming people when the cards don't go for double TCGplayer prices. I've been in those streams before. Those ones are broke.
Yeah.
I set the prices, and you either buy them or you don't buy them. I don't lie about it. I'm telling you now, if you go to Fanatics, we're 110% of market on average. We're 110% of market. If that's too much for you, please don't buy it. Please. If you want to hang out, have a good time with PK Ponga, if you want to gamble a little bit, if you want to be entertained, they're there. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You're probably going to lose money if you come. 90+% of people probably will lose money if they come. But we're there if you want to be there. If that's immoral, if that's evil, if that's bad, then I'm all those things, I guess. But like, I don't see it that way. But it's a lively discussion. It's an interesting discussion. I did not lose the poll. We tied. Hashtag Dan is greedy. Okay. Oh, God. Let's see. Rainbow Gym's been around for 25 years. And most of those 25 years, people do not pay MSRP. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a good one. This is a really good one by UAP. So, Nick, when you used to break open your packs that you got from distribution, so you used to break a lot of packs. Market on the packs might have been $4, $5, $6. You were breaking packs that you bought for $3. Were you proportionally lowering the price to market of those hits? Or were you selling them at market price?
How is that oh my goodness.
That's a good analogy. That's literally the packs that you paid $3 on. If you paid $3 on packs,
I paid $3 on the pack. I opened 36 packs to get that one hit. So.
But if market on the packs was $4, like market on say in this theoretical market on the packs is 6. You're just raking all that 60% additional income, 50% additional income that you didn't earn. That is not that's greedy, Nick. That's greedy.
No, because you make way more money selling sealed packs. You make way more money selling sealed packs.
Just admit that you're greedy. This is getting embarrassing. I'm admitting I'm making a lot of money right now. I've been in the hobby when I was making a 10th of the hourly rate that I'm making right now. Absolutely. But like, I didn't cause the boom. If anything, if people listen to me, if people were on the same page as me about all this stuff, we would be screwed. PK would be going back to his old job. I'd be firing up my resume. If everyone had the same value opinions that I do on all this stuff, boom would be over. Not only would the boom be over, like it would be dark times. I valued this stuff what the prices were in 2016 when I was collecting it mostly. It would be dark times. I don't know. It's super weird to me, but it's a fun conversation. Can we make Alex a mod? He needs diplomatic immunity. Oh God, that's funny. Yeah, there's no way of winning. And I would go further. It's like Nick, like Brian sold his at MSRP. Danny Fantop sold his at MSRP. Why'd you pick $10 a pack? That's so arbitrary. That's not MSRP arbitrary. That's entirely manufactured arbitrary. Why didn't you go $6 a pack? Why didn't you go MSRP?
Because you still need a premium. The same as what you do. Why don't you charge TCGplayer pricing? You can't be.
I'm fully on your side, Nick. You know I'm on your side in this. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm poking the bear. Like, you would have made a lot of money. You would have made hundreds of dollars an hour. You would have made several $100s an hour selling your prismatic packs on release for 6. But you sold them for 10 and you made thousands an hour. I'm greedier. Yes, I am greedier. I made even more thousands per hour. But you made thousands per hour when you could have paid your bills. You could have been happy. You could have made a good wage making only hundreds an hour. You're greedy, Nick. You're greedy. You're kind of gross. You're kind of gross. I'm more gross, but you're gross. It's so arbitrary. It's so arbitrary. Let me Alex, you want to be the next guest? Java, do you want to be the next guest? Java, you want to double dip through the next Poke Flips on camera instead of just in chat? We don't want to talk about that morality. We don't want to talk about the double dippers in here who are on the clock. This is exactly what is happening. Peak.Chew has found the crux of the issue. I think the people arguing with Dan are simply arguing against capitalism, supply and demand. That is exactly what is happening. That is, and I had my stream where the lights were red. I turned them red, white, and blue. I got out my flag. I said the Pledge of Allegiance. Eagle soared from every corner, and this is America. I know not everyone's in America, but like capitalism, yes. I don't make the rules. I just play by them, and I don't set the prices. I just buy for them and sell for them. And if you don't want to buy from me, don't buy from me. If you don't want to sell to me, don't sell to me. That's what I've always said. That is what I always will say. And this is genuinely my favorite Poke Flips in many episodes. I don't remember the last one, but like this has been good conversation. I like when people disagree. When it's like, hey, what's the best platform to sell this card on? eBay. What's the best price to pay? What set would you rather pick? Prismatic Evolutions. That's more boring. That's like, this has been a spirited, lively discussion. I hope no one's feelings are actually hurt. I feel like some might be, but it is what it is. We had fun. Some of us.
I would say so.
And again, Alex is talking about different things. I'm on your side. If people are saying, if I was in a chat one time on Whatnot where they set the floor price at 12 and they were selling CGC slabs one after the other, every 10 seconds, sudden death. If it didn't go over 15, They were shaming chat and they were saying, I'm losing money. Grading cost is 15. We all know they're a CGC dealer. We all know they're paying 7, 8, 9. They were talking about PSA comps. They were talking about CGC grading one card, public card prices, and they were shaming people. Ponga has never done that. Ponga never will do that. If Ponga or PK ever are doing that, I don't watch all their streams, to be fair. If anyone ever sees them doing that, clip it, send it to me. I will reprimand them. I promise you. They will be in trouble. If they do it again, they will be done streaming for me. We set prices, and they go for what they go for. Arceus take the wheel.
Yeah, that whole I can't stand that whole they're going for too cheap. When they're going for like double mark, it's so bad.
That's gross. And going back to Milky Bags, I genuinely don't know how he talks about them. I hope he doesn't do any of that stuff, but like maybe he does. I have no idea. I don't know if he has streamers that stream for him. I don't know if it's always him. But to wrap up the conversation, Van Goghs were a free promo with a purchase. So I should just be giving them away. PSA 10 or not, I should just be giving away the Van Goghs because they were a free purchase. A free promo with purchase. Yes. I still talk with Pokemartin. I DM with Pokemartin quite frequently. But yes, never forget hashtag rest in peace Pokemartin. I was bad. I'm not going to do this with Alex when I get off this stream. I have not done that. Will not do that again with other people in the future. But that was bad of me. I'm going to end this stream and I'm going to go run to the school to get my kids. After I pay my invoice for a couple WotC boxes, after I send a couple payments for people selling me packs. But anything else in closing or no?
No, thanks everyone for hanging out. I am going to.
That's hilarious. I didn't hear no bell after the stream. That's actually hilarious.
No, appreciate all you guys hanging out with us on your your Friday.
And I don't know who this is exactly, but I am not okay with that.
No,
Nick's
definitely not.
I am not okay with that. That is gross. That is wrong. I tell you, if PK or Ponga are asked, if someone comes in and we have 9 packs of Prismatic at whatever we have them at, if someone asks, like, I would rather PK or Ponga not disrupt the stream to open up a TCGplayer thing. I would just say, like, hey guys, if you're not familiar with like Pokemon, because this is a sports platform, like open up. It's called TCGplayer. If you're curious what packs are, they might be a little bit cheaper elsewhere. Like that's the way that I would handle it if I was them. I would say, oh yeah, go check out eBay, go check out TCGplayer. If you want to buy stuff elsewhere, like there might be people selling things for cheaper. That's always the way that I am. I don't set the prices. I sell for certain prices, and people can buy them or not buy them. The auctions, I literally have no control over what they go for. But if people are saying this is a deal, if people are saying, hey, 1 out of every 10 packs is a God pack, you're going to make $4,000. Like that is lying. That is cheating. That is stealing. That is gross. That is illegal. That is like misrepresenting the goods that you're selling. That everything, I'm on your side. One thing we should always do at the end of a debate, at the end of a lively spirited debate, we have our differences. We found them. We've identified them. We should come together in the middle. We should shake hands. Nick, I think I won, but good debating. See, Nick won't even shake my hand. I'm trying to shake hands. Nick is turning his back to me and reaching to the other side. Come on, Nick.
And wait,
you're on the wrong. You're on the wrong side. There we go. Oh my god.
Oh,
Nick is so lost.
Oh my.
It's this way. Oh there. Wait, are you different on my screen? Wait. Are you watching YouTube? I'm not watching YouTube. I'm
watching StreamYard. I'm on the right-hand side.
The whole stream knows the monster that you are. Because on stream, I'm doing this, and you're on the opposite side over here. That's hilarious. That is actually hilarious. I'm trying to come together. I'm trying to find our common ground, shake hands, and Nick is over here. Nick is over here on the other side of the screen. Get me away from this guy. That's actually hilarious.
Man.
Oh, I love that. I'm not going to put on the screen, but if the things alleged things are true, I am on Ponga's side. I am on Alex's side in the chat. I'm not going to put those on screen, but like there are bad sellers for sure.
Yes.
That was actually hilarious though. Spat just cringed. We got people calling for clips. Pokemartin, I have apologized to Pokemartin. We talked it over. We're all good. We squashed the beef, and I apologized. I was wrong. Sorry I'm late picking you guys up. I had to give some punk on the internet the business today. Your dad is a real man. Dan to his kids. No, you know what? Today, if you play Pokemon Go, Mega Tyranitar is in raids. I told my kids we have to go to UPS. We have to drop off 4 packages, 2 for Ponga, 2 for PK. If you want to buy the stuff, they're live every night on Fanatics. PK Monday to Friday, 11 to 3 on Fanatics live. And we're gonna go get Frosties, and we're gonna go raid Mega Tyranitars. And then we're going out. We're going out tonight for dinner with Papa. We're going to a new barbecue place that opened up locally. We're gonna go pick up my car from the dealer. I'm very excited for the weekend. We got the Pinewood Derby on Sunday. Good way to close it. We tried shaking hands. It didn't work. But Nick, what's going on this weekend? I just did all my shilling. I talked about my stuff going on. The Super Bowl. I'm super excited for the Super Bowl. Go Chiefs. Mahomes is the GOAT. Mahomes is going to be the first three-peater.
Come on.
Mahomes is going to be the first three-peater in NFL history on way to becoming an 8-time Super Bowl champion, greatest of all time NFL player. That is going to happen.
No.
Clip it and ship it. So Nick, what's going on for your weekend? Spat's going to love you because you're going to say go Birds, it sounds like.
Yes. No, we don't need another Chiefs victory.
Look at me and Pokemartin. Not only we're coming together, we're finding common ground. I was mean to him in the past. He forgave me, and we're rooting for the Chiefs together. Look at that.
No. Hopefully alive tomorrow night. Back premiere eBay live. And then we'll be doing a show on Sunday, so that'll be good. And then Super Bowl Sunday night, so that'll be fun. Hopefully feel better for it, so I can start eating again. I have not been eating at all, so it'll be nice to actually have some good food.
Yeah. Flu appetite usually goes away pretty bad.
Yes.
Did you, after 2 hours and 45 minutes, do you have the voice to go live tonight? Have you decided on tonight, or are you gonna take a nap?
I think I am. I think I'm gonna take it easy tonight. I don't want to push it too hard and then get sick again. So I think I probably will take it easy tonight and then try tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, tune into Nick on Saturday night if you want to, though. PK will be there. PK will probably be a little more expensive. Nick is greedy, but I'm greedier. So pick your poison. Nick on eBay Live or PK on Fanatics Live. And on Sunday, I don't know when PK... Ponga actually messaged me. I forget when Ponga's going live. He might do it early because of the Super Bowl. But he's an independent contractor, so he's doing whatever the hell he wants to do. With that, we are ending it there. This was my favorite Poke Flips in quite some time. I really appreciate chat.
Shitting on all the guests we've had.
Last night was a fun live too. Wait till you listen to that one if you decide to listen to it.
I'll actually have to listen to that.
I very much appreciate everyone being here. It would not be as fun if people didn't have difference of opinions and things. If everyone thought the same, some cards would be worth infinity dollars and some cards would be worth $0 if everyone thought exactly the same. So I'm glad we don't. And yes, we shall hate Brady together. Absolutely. It's on Fox. Brady's announcing. Brady sucks. Brady is the worst right now, for now, until Mahomes takes it. Brady's the GOAT, quarterback, whatever. Brady is the worst announcer ever created. He is so bad. It is so painful.
I will admit.
Yes. I don't like Tony Romo as a player because I don't like the Cowboys. My wife's favorite team is the Cowboys. My wife likes Romo, likes the Cowboys. I did not like him as a player. I don't like the Cowboys. I will admit, Romo is one of my favorite announcers. He actually gives good insight. He wasn't Tom Brady. He wasn't as good of a quarterback as Brady, but he was a decent quarterback. He gives good insight into the games. He talks about the defensive formations. He talks about the offensive shifts. Like, he talks about what would be going through his mind in that instance. And it's crazy because, like, Brady's a better quarterback, but clearly he doesn't have the charisma. He doesn't have the hot on your feet. He has the hot on your feet a 300-pound man's trying to tackle me, a 400-pound man's trying to tackle me. Let me throw a ball, an oblong ball to a dude down the field. He has that better than Romo, but Romo has the quick like conversationally. Romo, I'm not saying he's the GOAT of announcing, but he is significantly better. I will give him that. I enjoy.
I will agree with you on that one.
Look at this. We're finding more common ground. But with that, we're actually going to end. I do have to go get my children and not leave them in the cold. I hope everyone has a great weekend. We will see you in 2 weeks with or without a guest. I have no idea.
Hopefully
we will
with a
catch
guest.
you all later.